How's it going, YouTube? Venom20 here tonight with my creaky chair in the background. It is late, but got some watering to do, so I figured I would hit you guys up real quick. I just try to do the live feeds normally whenever I have. I'm going to try to do them whenever I get like 1,000 subscribers a week. I didn't make that this week, but still, I figured I would chat with you guys for a couple minutes just to see how everybody's doing. I'll probably try to keep this one a lot shorter. I'll probably end up deleting it whenever I'm done. Just figured I'd say hi, see how everybody's doing. Hey, man, how's it going? How's it going, bro? Thank you so much. I will keep doing this for sure. Howdy. Thanks so much. I do appreciate it. Hello to all three of you guys. Yeah, I'm always up late. Always. It's pretty typical. Thanks so much. I do appreciate you enjoying the videos. I do not keep any red spitting cobras. They are neat, but they're like water hoses. I don't like all the venom floating through the air. Lee Anthony, how's it going, man? Captain Charisma, how's it going? What's the most potent venom? Is that the blue ring octopus? I mean, drop for drop, I think, or is it it's not the box jellyfish, is it? I mean, if you're talking venomous snake-wise, which is something I actually understand, it would be the inland taipan. It's even more toxic than all the sea snakes prior to belief back in the day. How's it going, Guardians Animal Rescue? Yes, you are, for sure. Yeah, I got a text from you earlier, so I know you're up late. Do I keep any red spitters? No, I don't keep red spitters. I would like to, but I don't want all that venom floating through the air. Do I have any non-venomous snakes? Yeah, I'll get one out here in a couple minutes, actually, to show you guys. One of them tried to bite me earlier, but that's cool. Hello from Montana. How's it going out that away? Thanks so much. I do appreciate it. Bothriaca schlegelite. Yes, I do keep schlegelite. Quite a few, like a crap ton of schlegelite. We can look at one of those here in a second, too. Yeah, I'd rather clean cages all night than all day, too, but that's a little bit dangerous, needless to say. I mean, a lot of people ain't up, so if you're looking for anti-venom, that's not going to work. So hopefully you already know where the anti-venom is. But I just woke up 7 a.m. in England. Yeah, I'm glad it's not 7 a.m. here. I'm a night person all the way. I have to get up for work in the mornings, normally like 4 o'clock in the morning, but I am not good at it at all. I do own some non-venomous snakes, quite a few. Well, not like quite a few, like 10 maybe. Thank you for enjoying the channel. I do appreciate it. Shirley, how's my relationship with Al? Not the best. We just don't like each other. He's very stuck in his ways, and I don't know. I hold a grudge, so it's never good. Like, I think we both need to be bigger people, just grow up and get over it. In my opinion, the reptile community is too small. We need to get more, passionate people in. So it's stupid if we have little squabbles, but I let a lot of things go for a long time, and he just kept talking. So we're not on talking terms. So just as long as it stays that way, I don't really care. I just don't want people talking bad about me behind my back. If you have something to say it to my face. I'm cool with that. How come no super chat? I don't know exactly how all that works yet. I haven't figured it out. Do I hurt much? Not enough. I wish I got out more. It's just with all the cleaning and YouTube videos, by the time I get out, like if I was to film a video, it just doesn't work very well out in the field, dropping stuff and, just getting everything muddy. A lot of those people are really good that do that, for their YouTube channels, but it's hard to compete with them. They're always finding really cool stuff. I'm over here like, I found a garter snake. It's the best find of the day, maybe the week. But thanks for checking out my newest video. I do appreciate it. I'm trying to get those angles a little bit better, but I'm still having some issues. A moderator for my channel. Yeah, I might need your help eventually because it's getting ridiculous trying to keep up with everything. Black-headed cobra. Like, do you mean like a blackneck spitting cobra? Maybe. I'm not sure what else you could be talking about. Common names are kind of killer on some of the species. Copperhead or cottonmouth. I've worked with them, but I just don't see. I mean, no offense to them, they're cool species for sure. It's just like the value in the species is very low. Like you're talking about like a $30 snake. A lot of the things I keep are anywhere from $700 to $5,000. You know, so there's always that chance that you buy the $30 snake, you bring it in, and it has some virus or something, and you kill a priceless reptile collection for a $30 snake. It's just, you know, I mean, and no offense to them, they are very neat animals, and I like them a lot. It's just conservation wise, they're doing relatively decent in most of their range. What do I look like without a hat on? Going balding. It's horrible. I don't know what happened. My hair just decided to get away, you know? Do coach whip snakes run down people? No, they are very quick though. They don't have any venom, so what do they do when they catch the person? You know, maybe try to spook a person. I don't really think that works like that. You're actually awake when I go live. Good deal. Are you on LSD? No, I'm not on LSD. I don't do any drugs. The best drug I do is caffeine. It's pretty awesome. But I try it sometime. It's awesome. My pupils are dilated. I think it's just bad lighting. But, I mean, yeah, lighting ain't real great. Now I can't see. I looked into the lights. Thanks. Zoom on the rattlesnake skills is so awesome. Thanks. I do appreciate that. I was actually pulling the camera back, and then I like the footage going forward more, but whatever. Yeah, I'm trying to do the Venomous guide thing on Wednesdays, even though this last one was so late, you might as well consider it Thursday. That was just my issue. It's just like tonight's video was definitely supposed to be a Friday video. It turned into a Saturday video. I need to get a week ahead. That's the goal. Get the 3 or 4 videos done a week ahead. The heater just kicked on. Sorry about that. So then I can, you know, everything will go smoothly. You have some beautiful snakes. Thanks for what you do. I appreciate it, Ashley. Killing that viper's name, and I'm not sure. I would have to look it up real quick to figure out exactly what we're talking about without scientific names. I'm really bad with common names sometimes. How can I afford the venomous snakes? I work a lot as part of it. I get paid relatively decent. I don't live a lavish lifestyle. You know, going out to eat at the Chinese restaurant is, you know, like my highlight of the week. Besides that, you know, I save for everything. Half the snakes I film aren't mine. So, you know, they're friends of mine. So therefore, you know, it's like, hey, can I film that new rattlesnake you just got? Yeah, sure. I don't care. So therefore, it seems like I have a huge reptile collection. I really don't. I have probably 40 or 50 animals myself. And a lot of those are, you know, nothing too crazy, just, you know, a couple monocle cobras or whatever. So, of course, the king's mine, black mamba's mine, a big retic, but got any tarantula? I do have a tarantula. I have a pink toad, a Viculera vicularia, a cool little spider, just hard to hold on to for a video. She's a runner. I do from David's feed is nuts. I remember back when he was a little kid. Posted a video of a king cobra like chasing him, like he poked it one too many times. Ham Reptile Expo in Germany, that would be cool. Definitely not going there though. I couldn't even get my passport in time. Sorry, it's hard for me to keep up with all the comments. I'm trying though. And the Northwest Mountains, are there timber rattlesnakes? It just depends how west you're talking. I know there's timber rattlesnakes in like Illinois, Missouri, probably Iowa and Kansas. I'm pretty sure in Kansas. I'd have to look that up. I'm not real familiar with their range. If I haven't been there, I haven't studied where the snakes are from. You know, I do a lot of exotic, like African stuff, so I'm not real up with all the ranges of everything in North America. Jay Johnson, am I ever going to get a girlfriend or spend all my time with the snakes? Probably the snakes. I don't know. statistically, it just seems safer. I can run over those stats sometimes, but it's actually kind of depressing. Where do I work? I work as a welder. So like I weld high tensile strength steel. So that pays pretty good because there aren't a lot of welders nowadays. Nobody wants to work with their hands. Everybody wants a degree. So I have a pink toe too. Awesome. Boom slings as captives, they're cool. They're extremely, extremely potent. It's very hard to get the anti-venom because it's very expensive. They're pretty quick. They're real quick. They're very intelligent, but they like to move is the only sad part. So they need relatively large enclosure. I feel bad keeping them inside anything small. You can have a 10-foot python can do relatively well instead of 6 foot by 2 foot. It's just they're okay with that. But the boom sling likes to move around so much. I feel bad putting them inside anything small, even if it's only a 3-foot specimen. What is the next snake I want to buy for myself? I've been working on one species for a long time, and I can't get it. Like, I found them, but they're stupid overly priced. And then I finally found some affordable, and it just didn't freaking work. And I tried everything under the sun to get that snake for my channel. Everything. And it didn't work. And it still hasn't worked. I can't figure it out. Inland taipan, deadliest snake on earth. Not the deadliest, most toxic snake on earth. Just can't get it. So whatever. I guess we don't have one for the channel. So cool. When I get to Australia, I'm going to go herp or just see collections. I'd love to do both, really. It'd be amazing to find something in the wild, even if it's just a blue-tongued skink. You know, I'd be stoked. Snakes are safer. I agree. The best first venomous snake. Now, I don't really agree in the term best first venomous snake. My problem is if you get a copperhead and it gets a stuck eye cap the first day you have it, what do you do to get it off? If it starts getting infected, how do you treat that eye? Are you comfortable your third day keeping venomous to pin it? That's the problem. I like having, if I get sick today, I have people that can take care of my animals. They might not want to take care of the king because he's sometimes a butt, but they can, you know, and that's really nice to have that kind of backup. I appreciate it. Watching your videos since a green anaconda male. They are a pain in the butt to feed. No, I don't. I used to work with venomous snakes as a job, but not anymore. I used to be working at a zoo. Give me 1 second. See if I can Google that because it still is not ringing any bells, and it should. Okay, gotcha. The Armenian Viper. Yeah, gotcha. I've worked with those back when I first started working with venomous snakes. It was an older specimen. There was only one. There's not very many of those in the United States right now. I'm pretty sure that's what I was working with. It looks exactly like it. It's been years, but I think there's a couple zoos in the States that have them. But can I get it out of non-venomous snake? Yeah. Let's pause this for 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. You gonna be my friend or you gonna bite me? Good job. There's something I actually really like. It's just a little Brooks King, normal Brooks King snake. Pretty little snake. They got a derpy little head on them. Their eyes are so close to their nose, they just look like complete and utter dorks. You're good at educating people on the herps. Thank you. Viper Keeper had a baby inland. That's quite possible. So I had a whole group of them I could have bought, and I was working on it, and it just didn't work. And then there was some that came available, and they just seemed a little overly priced, so I didn't buy them. And then they sold, and then some more came up, but they were even more expensive. And then a friend of mine had some. He didn't want to sell his, even though I thought he was going to, and it just didn't work out. So there was another guy that had a male, and that ended up selling before I got around to it. Gary Leeson. Yeah, I know Gary Leeson, the Snake Man. He's pretty awesome. He actually got me into reptiles back when I was like 7 years old. So that was pretty cool. Like I was into turtles and frogs and lizards, but I really wasn't into snakes because my mom was terrified of snakes. So like I was like 6 or 7. I still had a slight fear. And he got me to hold and play with the king snake, and I ended up buying a rat snake from him. And next thing you know, I own a lot of snakes. In some states, you got to have a permit. No, I do not have to keep or have a permit in my state to own Venomous. Actually, if you buy the anti-venom yourself, it's not too bad price-wise. Like if you was to buy, give me a second. What was it? It was like King Cobra anti-venom. I want to say it was like $115 a vial, $115 a vial. Now at the hospital, that might be 10 grand. So definitely just keep your own supply of anti-venom. I agree with that. It's the best way to go. Are my enclosures for non-venomous snakes different? Yeah, some of them. I have them inside, like these are inside a rack, these little baby king snakes. I can show you that rack sometime. We'll go through it. There's a couple venomous inside that rack, but they're not getting out of it, so I'm not too worried about that. But those are the only venomous I keep in racks. Everything else is in enclosures. But in my opinion, that rack's probably actually more secure than that enclosure. The only good part about that enclosure is it's actually lock and key, which is nice. Tell me, how does one make money doing this? You don't. Like this year, I've made probably 1,500, maybe 2 grand off of YouTube, which is great. That's great money. There's nothing wrong with that money. But to make my YouTube videos, I've easily spent 6 or 7 grand, which is stupid. Like, I mean, I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything, but that's just, it's expensive. A wise man once said, if you wanted to make money doing reptiles, if you want to become a millionaire, it's not that hard. You just have to start being a billionaire before you start buying. So, and that's the truth. I do not keep anti-venom here. I don't like melamine board. The PVC board you're talking about, Menards had some PVC board. I don't know if they still, the ones around me do, but I mean, if you're looking, that's where I would check. You can order it from Home Depot. Okay, that's cool. Rattlesnake anti-venom around 5 key. I'm not sure. That's the Crow Fab, and I don't think it's that expensive. But if you get it from the hospital, yes. Like if you wait till the day you get bit, it's pretty pricey. But if you keep it on hand yourself, it's not nearly as expensive. What's up, Wicked Wildlife? Yeah, that's true, Nick. I mean, that's the same way with the Crow Fab. You know, it's nice to have on hand if need be, you know, if you keep a large plethora of native venomous snakes, but then at the same time, that is one good hindsight of keeping like a copperhead or something like that. It's the fact that the anti-venom is readily available if you need it, even though typically that anti-venom is not used in a copperhead bite. Have I ever went out in the wild to catch a venomous snake for my collection? No. I mean, I went out to find venomous snakes, but I don't typically bring anything home. I did bring a scorpion home last year. That was about the extent of that. I brought a couple cricket frogs home to feed snakes, but that's not. Now you got to watch parasitic load when you do that, but I can treat a parasitic load. It's harder to treat a snake that isn't eating, that's smaller than a, you know, it's like that long. It's just tough. I can get him and show you him here in a second. He's a little guy, but he's a pain in the butt. And I'm going to do a video on him here in a little while. Can we see your black mamba in its closure? Not now, because I'm not inside that building. That snake's still in quarantine. So this isn't the quarantine building. No, I actually have a Venom list of exactly what the hospital has, so I don't actually contact them to see what they have. What about homemade snake hooks? I do make my own snake hooks, so I mean, that is what that is. But I also make the world's largest cranes, so I mean, I have pretty good understanding of metal. Yeah, your free health care, Wicked Wildlife, that'd be great here in America, but like, they're just going to raise taxes by 50%, and that's not really going to help anybody. I'll be so broke if that happens. If I ever thought about breeding venomous snakes, yeah, of course. I mean, that's always the goal. Some of them are worth breeding, other ones are not. Don't send them out. But have I ever seen an albino rattlesnake? Yeah, I used to have an albino western diamondback. You can actually see videos on it. Back then, the video quality sucked. Like, the video quality still wasn't great, but it really sucked back then. But you can go back and check those out. Don't buy Minos. I hate when they buy Minos. But is there a gaboon in there? No, I don't have any gaboons right now. There are some aurifer in the background, and then there's a the Marchi. Yeah, because Douglas H. March actually discovered that species. That's a really cool snake, the Honduran palm pit viper. But albino timber rattlesnake, that's awesome, Gus. Like, those are rare. Like, no one's breeding those in captivity. How's it going, Sean? If I didn't love reptiles, what other hobbies would I be doing? I love to bowl. Bowling is like my thing. I haven't did it in a long time because it really kills the wrist and the fingers. I do have Instagram. I also have a TikTok. I also have a Facebook page. Facebook page I never use. I just cross promote my Instagram post on there. My Instagram post, I don't post too much. I post a lot on TikTok because I can make little short 60-second stupid videos, and I don't feel bad about it. I'm not drawing somebody in with a catchy title and a cool thumbnail just for them to be like, this is the stupidest video I've ever seen. Do you have a milk snake? Yeah, we can get out a milk snake real quick. See if I can get bit by holding a snake that eats other snakes after holding a snake. Be right back, guys. Nope. Next. Hey, buddy. I want to wash my hands real quick. Sorry, guys. I had to wash my hands between snakes. I will be back on camera in 2 seconds. And I want to cross-contaminate. Can I hold you? No, you're hiding. Can I hold you? Well, don't bite. No one likes to snake that bites. Stop. Stop. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Don't ask me a lot of questions about this because I don't know a lot about the species. This isn't mine. This is what they call a pale milk snake. I've been told that they're pretty rare in captivity. I don't know. He rattles his tail a lot, and he's being grumpy. And I do have mice inside the room, so he might bite me soon. What's the biggest cobra breed? So it wouldn't be a breed. It would actually be a species. And that would be the forest cobra would be the longest that we know of. But because the king cobra is not a true cobra. Stop. Do I open DMs on my Instagram? Yes, I do. You can message me whenever. I don't get to them real quick, but I will message you back. Western Kings. I don't have any large Western Kings. I do have a lot of rattlesnakes, no moccasins or copperheads. Yeah, that's I can curve pretty good. I'm actually really good at bowling, but like I don't see any future in it. Like, I mean, even if you become a professional bowler, what's the point? You know, I mean, it's just cool, I guess. I mean, you're not trying to save the planet or anything, you know? I'm in my reptile room right now on a live feed. Stop being a grumpy pants. Snake. Thank you. This is kind of a pretty snake. I don't know. Yet again, not my snake. I'm just holding somebody else's snake right now. He's cool, and I like him. And if he bites me, I don't die, which is really neat. So therefore, I figured I'd get him out. But how do I feel about rattlesnake roundups? I think they are horrible. I mean, there's nothing really worse than rattlesnake roundups. They're just, I mean, the gas Native Wildlife to catch rattlesnakes. They use actual gas, pump it down to the hole. That's just bad. That's not good. That kills everything. How rare are bushmasters? One person once said they're the rarest vipers on Earth, which is not true because the long-tailed rattlesnake, less than 100 specimens have ever been found. But they are extremely rare, especially blackheads. Stenophories, which is the Central American bushmaster, is quite a bit more common than Muda. I do believe is the most common, which is the South American bushmaster, but blackheads are the rare ones. Now, there's two other little subspecies there. I'm not that familiar with them. Like, I got books on them, and I've looked through them, but I don't. I've never seen them in real life. I've never taken care of them, so I just don't learn too much about them. What was that? He really wants to get YouTube famous. Calm down, but hey, be nice. A little head shy. I hope Nick lets me play with the Taipan. If he does, he would be the best ever. How much does a milk snake run? Like, you could probably get a nice milk snake for $40. The Brooks King was like 50 and 65 for two different ones because I still have the price tag on to remember the sexes. But when I say king cobras are not real cobras, what I mean. So to go a little deeper than what you want, all cobras are in the species of Naja, or Naya, as some people say, N-A-J-A. That's their genus, right? Well, king cobras are not. They're Ophiophagus is their genus. So therefore, they're not even in the same family. If you actually look at the evolutionary tree, a king cobra is more closely related to a black mamba than it is other cobras. But since they hood out their neck, people are like, it's a cobra. Well, a lot of snakes hood out their necks. Another great example of this is the Rinkel's spitting cobra, which isn't a real cobra, but it also hoods out its neck. Now, it's more closely related, I do believe, but that's beside the point. But they don't have a true hood. Like, their neck flattens, and there's a little bit of a flap there, but it's not like a big cobra hood. It's not nearly as round, if you've noticed. I own probably like 40 reptiles. Yeah, I don't like rattlesnake roundups either. I approve of that message. Aatrox Army. Any green mambas? I used to own green mambas. I don't have any green mambas nowadays yet. Working on it. Does my family worry about my profession? Yeah, they do for sure. But sorry about that. Lips are getting dry. I don't know. I always kind of explain to them that the odds of me dying as a car crash going to work is actually probably pretty good compared to getting bit by a venomous snake and going out. Now, yet again, I deal with some rare venomous snakes with some pretty bad venom. But at the same time, I've never been bit. Knock on wood. You know, I take all the precautions I possibly can. I try not to go out of my way to do stupid things. So, you know, I've been in 2 car crashes recently, but I haven't been bit recently. So, I mean, I've never been bit by anything venomous. No, Eastern indigos are awesome. I do not own any right now. I would like to change that. I've been trying to get some Western indigos. Those are really cool. I am doing well. Thank you for asking. Karen, I do believe. Hopefully I'm reading your name right. What am I going to do when YouTube collapses? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't live off of YouTube, so whatever. You know, I make most of my money off. Don't bite my eyebrow. I know it's fuzzy. I don't make most of my money off of YouTube. So, I mean, if nothing else, I have a cool camera, I guess. You know, it is what it is. I mean, ride the train while you can, right? Me and a friend have been talking about getting a zoo, buying a zoo and doing that. That's a long shot, you know. But yeah, Brian Barczyk is profiting. I guess that's what you're going for, profiting. I mean, he's definitely making some money, but I don't know what he spends on his videos either. So, ever lost a snake, like got out and never found it? No, I did have a snake that went missing for a year. That was a little rosy boa. While I was cleaning, I put it inside a little tub, and it got out of the little tub. I found it in my room like a year later. No crap, still alive, skinny and thirsty. So I watered him, and he came back, and he's doing great. But I love Scooby the King Cobra. Thank you, Gus. I do appreciate it. He is pretty awesome. My collection is private. Opening to the public's tough just because insurance reasoning and like, I don't know. It's tough. Main thing, if you have a lot of expensive venomous reptiles, it's very hard to keep them under lock and key to where people don't try to steal them. That's why everybody's like, do you live here? Do you live there? I'm not telling you where I live. I mean, that's just, you know, if you figure it out, you figure it out. That's cool, I guess. But I've had animals stolen from me before, so I don't want it to happen again. What are you doing? Don't get stuck on my gauges. That's the only rule, because that would suck. We're not playing that game. I've seen that video. Can you move to Brighton to name one other venue? I'm not sure where that is. How do you buy venomous reptiles off the internet? Are you a cop? Sounds like a question a cop would ask. You trade money and then you have them shipped. But you need to prove that you're competent of keeping venomous reptiles. A lot of people are very, very particular as to who they sell to, which is good. I've never owned a rough green snake. I did catch one in the wild once, though. That was really cool. I should try to collab with Dingo or Chandler's Wildlife. Yeah, like I don't endorse free handling, so I don't know that I would collab with Chandler. Like it would be a big opportunity for me for sure. Because I mean, needless to say, he's killing it. Seems like a nice enough guy. I don't know him personally, but Dingo Dinkerman, really Dinkelman. I always say his name wrong. Sorry about that, Dingo. Very cool guy. He lives all the way over there in Africa. It would still be neat to go over there for sure. But you didn't miss the live video. Congratulations. I'm probably going to be taking this one down. I mean, I could leave it up. I just don't see the point. Like, I always feel like people watch these and then they're let down because I'm not doing anything crazy. I mean, I just don't want to do anything crazy on live, you know? I mean, we can play with some stuff as the night goes on, but do I think green mambas are as cranky as black mambas? No, they're just bigger and quite a bit more potent. So it's a little bit harder to, you know, to keep them on the end of a hook. I missed a couple questions. Let me go back up real quick. Oh, sorry, I read your thing wrong for sure. How's it going, Alabama? Alabama. I have a friend down in Alabama. I actually did a show down there with some alligators once. Do you have a course? Yes, not inside this building. I just got him to feed for one of the first times. I was so happy about that. And you're like, wow, that took a while. And you are right. Mount Kenya pit viper. I'm guessing you mean Bitis parviocula, maybe? That's an Ethiopian horned adder, so maybe not. Not exactly sure what you mean, species-wise. Trying to convince my parents to get a corn snake. Tell them it's the best pet ever. They're so easy to take care of. And if you get like a locking aquarium, which is probably going to cost you extra $20, which sucks, but at the same time, like it's totally worth it. I mean, they're great snakes. Like if you get bit, you did something wrong. If you get bit, it ain't going to hurt anyway. I mean, you know, snake like this size, this is a great pet. That's why I'm putting them up by my face. If I get bit, y'all get to laugh. Like, I mean, it isn't going to ruin my night. But what do I think about bearded dragons? They make really good pets. There's some really cool colors out there. I actually like the zero. It's a pretty interesting animal. Hi from England. How's it going, Andy? What's my thoughts on Tim Freed? We can get into that. My problem with it is like, if I take out a rattlesnake tonight and I get bit by the rattlesnake and I do okay, I wasn't too bad of a bite. I've been self-immunizing, whatever. I haven't been, but if I had, we don't know how bad of a bite that was. We don't know if it injected 4 megavenom. We don't know if it injected 400 megavenom. Questionable. How deep into the tissue did it inject the venom? All these questions come. So let's say it gives you an almost dry bite 7 times. You're like, wow, I'm immune. I could take 7 bites in a row and I would be fine. And then that 8th bite is completely loaded. Everything it's got, it's more fearful for its life, whatever, and it gives you everything. There's not a lot of science behind it, as in like control. In science, you try to control all the variables to get a precise outcome. Here, we're just throwing stuff to the wind and just seeing what happens, and that scares me. I wish him the best. I'm sure he's doing a lot for the community or doing a lot for medical research, but it just worries me. I like the guy. I don't want anything to happen to him. Did I ever look up the Croc Hunter? Yeah, I used to watch the Croc Hunter as a kid. I actually got into reptiles and kept reptiles and was keeping reptiles, and everybody at school thought I was a weirdo, and all my friends thought I was a weirdo, and my family thought I was a weirdo. And then I seen Steve Irwin, and I'm like, wow, I'm not alone. I'm not that weird. It's like there's other people in the world like me. And it was just a good feeling for sure. So I became a huge fan, and I don't know, very cool guy. It's a shame that we lost him because, I don't care how you stand about what he did or his character. He did more for animals than any one living person. Like he changed the world, so that is what that is. Do I ever think the Everglades will be free from pythons? No, not unless global warming kills them all. But by that time, everything will be dead. It's just, it is what it is. It sucks. But I hear that some of the animals are making somewhat of a comeback. A friend of mine that does some hunting down there said that they were actually seeing some fuzzy animals that they haven't seen in a long time. So that's a good sign. This is a pale milk snake. Pretty cool little snake. I don't know a lot about him, so if you ask me a lot of questions, I'll have to Google. This is just not a snake I've ever kept. This is a friend snake, so he's cool. He ain't trying to kill me, so I figured I'd put him on video. Why not? Yeah. Stab. If I could only own one venomous snake and one non-venomous snake, what would they be? Stop. Don't do that. It gives me the chills. The venomous snake, that would be tough. I really like forest cobras, and a lot of people are going to say I'm nuts because they say they're the worst snake in the world to handle, but I don't believe that. They're a little crazy, but I do like their personalities. But Gold's tree cobra would be cooler, but can I keep it alive? I don't know. Non-venomous snake, that's tough. Probably something relatively easy. Probably like an indigo snake or something would be cool. Maybe like a king rat. Those are cool. Do I worry about tornadoes or other acts of God allowing cobras and mambas to get loose? Yes, there's always a worry, a big what if. What if there's an earthquake? What if there was a typhoon? What if there was, all these things are scary. At the same time, what if a tornado hit a school? That's horrible too. If the snakes got out, well, first and foremost, if a tornado hits your building, the odds of anything surviving, if it's bad enough to totally destroy the building, is pretty slim. Possible, but pretty slim. In that case where I live, if something got out, this guy could survive. He could deal with the cold. He could probably figure it out more than likely. Brooks Kings could probably figure it out. Black Mamba, they're not going to figure it out. They can't go into hibernation. It doesn't work like that. So they would die. King Cobra, it would die. And that would suck. But it's possible. But it's never happened in the past, that we know of. Places have been hit, but nobody's ever been injured from one of those animals. Where do snakes go when they die? That's a good question. How do you keep snakes warm if the power goes out? A backup generator, plus the building is very well insulated. When I say very well insulated, these are actually 8-inch walls. Your house has like 3.5-inch walls. These are actually 8-inch walls. Very well insulated. I can lose power in this building and it'll stay up to temp 3 days regardless of temperature outside. So that's really nice. I mean, it holds temp great. I've got one little tiny space heater going in here. Yeah, what are you doing? Just trying to jump. But it keeps everything up to perfect temperature. Stop. Don't do that. Stop. What do you mean iguanas falling from trees? Whenever it gets a little bit too cold out, the iguanas will actually fall out of the trees when they sleep because they get so cold, lethargic that they'll fall. That's pretty typical. They say it doesn't even have to be that cold of a night for them to fall out of trees. They're not real graceful. I should keep green tree pythons. Green tree pythons are cool. There's nothing wrong with green tree pythons. They're a neat snake. I actually had a friend send me the picture today. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It was a green tree python eating a blue tree monitor. Blue tree monitor. Very, very sad picture. So much beautifulness going on inside that picture. But is there a black mamba antivenom in the US? Yes. Every zoo has black mambas has black mamba antivenom for the most part. All the antivenom facilities and plus the black mamba antivenom not that expensive. It's just hard getting the permitting and everything. It's a lot of paperwork getting the permit to own the black mamba antivenom. So if one person inside your group of venomous keepers has it, I mean, there's really no point in you getting it. That's the way I always look at it. It would be nice, but a lot of people are under the false assumption that you can use antivenom yourself. As you're getting bit, you can go and start injecting yourself with antivenom. It really needs to be more of a controlled setting than that because you can go into anaphylactic shock really quick. Arkansas, thank you for being a fan. I do appreciate it. I've not kept them. The popcorn cobras, the Samarensis, Nausea Samarensis, but I have worked with them. With the zoo, we had 4 of them. They were kind of a pain in the butt. It was actually a snake I took a really close call from. I was spraying one day, and the snake came straight up out of the log in my hand. And cobras don't typically do that. They normally strike forward and down, but the way he was cocked back, I dropped the sprayer in the cage. It was just sketchy. But stop touching my neck. It gives me the chills, little guy. No, I'm not open to the public. Insurance reasons and stuff. It's just too much. The full reptile collection, I would like to do some sort of reptile collection, but it's just hard to break that all up into one video without a cameraman and get all that. Like, it would take me days, weeks. It would be horrible. On my end, it would be a nightmare to edit and film and do all that. Thanks for explaining falling from trees. Didn't see the comment, homie. No problem. I do have one sand boa, one Kenya African sand boa. Popcorn covers are psycho by Molly. Yes, they are. You are 100% right. Have I ever tried to mate 2 venomous snakes and it didn't get along and killed each other? Not necessarily. I did have 2 eyelash vipers and one ate the other one. And one of them, the one that ate the one died. And of course, the one that got eaten died. So they both died. It was more of a food thing, which is so ridiculous because eyelash vipers are hard to get to eat. And then all of a sudden we got some dying. That's just stupid, but whatever. How do you get rid of snake lice? I'm guessing you mean like snake mites. There's stuff called prevenomite, which is actually, it's pretty toxic for snakes. Like, it's definitely not good on them, but it works, kind of. You take all the bedding out, you spray the stuff down, you put newspaper down, let it sit for like 15 minutes, and you put the snake back in it. Also, soaking the snake helps a lot. Nerd, New England Reptile Distributors, did a pretty good video on that. I don't have to deal with it too often because I don't keep a lot of snakes actually get mites. I've seen some other videos of some people that said, oh, the Bushmaster has mites. It's very rare for a Bushmaster to get mites. Sometimes mites will be crawling on Bushmasters, but it's very rare for them to get mites because there's separation between the scales, so it's very hard for them to get up underneath the scales. It's possible they can get back up into the pit and stuff like that, but it's very seldom they'll actually keep the mites. Sometimes they'll have them on them, but Milk snake is hyped up. Yeah, he's calming down a little bit now, but found an albino rattlesnake 5 years ago in Oregon. That's a snake that's worth some money if it's not protected. I will work on the reptile room tour. I want to get one reptile room set up and do it, and then go to another one and do it, and then, just work my way along, because I've got multiple rooms to do. What's my opinion on emperor penguins? There's nothing wrong with them. Like, they're cool. I don't know anything about them, man. It's not my my avenue, my forte. Have I ever handled a king brown mulga snake? No, I have not. That would be cool. Do I get attached to reptiles? Yeah, I'm obsessed with them. Like, when you see me staring at a reptile and I can't get the words to come to it, I'm either thinking, what's it thinking about doing? Or like, how cool is this animal? This animal's amazing. My dog got bit by a cottonmouth and lived. Well, the cottonmouth could have gave it a dry bite. Plus, animals tend to do a lot better with venom than people do. It just seems that way. 40-pound dog a lot of times can survive a rattlesnake bite when a 40-pound person would be dead. Like, it's just amazing how well they work with it. Let's go get something venomous and look at it while doing this. I'll put this guy away if I can remember which cage he came out of. I have a couple of them, so this one. Yeah, it was that one. Here you go, buddy. Thank you for being a good sport. Let me wash my hands real quick, guys. Oh, let's see. Gotta watch and make sure I don't trip over anything. That wouldn't be kosher now, would it? Hopefully it ain't too bad of a reflection. So right there is a golden Bothriechis schlegeli, which is the eyelash viper. You're going to see I'm opening this with my hands. I can watch where my hands are at. There he is hanging out. What's up, little guy? Grab my sprayer. Try not to get my computer wet is also the goal. Now, he does have a water dish, but the odds of him drinking out of the water dish is pretty slim. These are arboreal, and they don't come down to the ground to drink from water dishes. So there he is. Beautiful little snake. It's kind of hard to see because all his little yellow blends in. But he's a neat little snake. Well, it's kind of neat about these is they will actually change color a little bit. So he doesn't have any pattern now, but he might have a little bit of pattern as he ages. Come back up here. How's it going? I will try to read some of these questions. We'll go ahead and close this up so I don't get bit on the underneath side of my chin while I'm reading. Need to come down to Australia. Yeah, I would love to do that. That is the goal. Thanks, Perry. I do appreciate it. Little Jack Russell surviving a rattlesnake bite. That's good that he survived. I wish the doctors were as good about washing hands between patients. I could see that. Yeah, that would be a good thing. Adore eyelash vipers. Absolutely stunning. What Australian lapid would you like to work with the most? I'm really caught up on this inland taipan right now. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's just an inland. A Scutellatus, the coastal taipan would be awesome, but I think red belly black snakes or tiger snakes are really at the top of my list right now. Hit the like and subscribe so homie can afford the flight. Yes. You have no idea. Like, I'm getting so close. If I could just literally, if I could take my YouTube growth times just one more time, like originally when I started monitoring all my growth, I was at like 20 times growth is what I needed to get to the point of actually traveling and going places and doing this full time, putting out videos daily, everything I've ever wanted to do. And now I'm at one time. If I could just get to that, 60, 70,000 subscribers and get up to the million views a month, I'd be set. I'd be able to do it. It would be, I could pay off the debt. I could, my car loan, stuff like that. And I could travel. And that would be awesome because I think the YouTube would be able to really be amped up because I could put out more videos. Plus I could spend more time on the videos. If I had every minute of every day just to do this, I think it'd get a lot quicker, a lot better, a lot quicker. That's actually, Kevin, that's kind of a tricky question. Like ball pythons can live to be 40 years old. Green tree pythons can live to be like 45 years old. Coral snakes, we don't know that they live any longer than that. Anacondas, we don't know that they live any longer than that. So it kind of seems like the medium snakes might be taking the cake for length of living. But do I like snake jazz? Not exactly sure what that is. Sorry, I've got to drink a Monster. It's getting late. Got to stay awake. Copperheads aren't too bad, but you got to get them eaten. Like I said before, if it gets a stuck eye cap, you got to figure out, how you're going to get that off. That's why I love having backup. If there's something I can't do, I'm looking at them like, man, I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'll hit up my mentor. I'm like, what should I do instead of this situation? He's got a million more ideas than I did. And if he doesn't, then I can call one of my friends that's a really good handle and I'll be like, hey, can you back me up on this one? Because I don't know how this is going to go. And you can find people in the venomous community. It's just a lot of people go about it wrong. And I'm going to be explaining this in some series pretty in depth. It's just everybody says, we can't find a mentor. I can't find a mentor. You can find a mentor, probably. You're not going at it right. You're looking at a guy who has dedicated 20 years of his life into keeping venomous snakes and does everything by the book. You are literally you are just a liability to him. If you get bit, things are not going to go good for him. So you need to offer something of yourself. You need to be like, hey, I'll clean all your cages for free. You move the snake, I clean the cage. You move the snake, I clean the cage. I just want to see how you do it. Become friends first, offer a lot in place of it, offer the 10, 20, 30 hours a week of cleaning and running errands and doing whatever you need to just to get in. Because then once you get good with him, he's going to introduce you to friends that you didn't know, people that also keep venomous snakes. And that's kind of how you do it. Have I seen somebody get bit by a deadly snake personally? Like not in real life, no. I've seen the consequences of it for sure. I've had some people, close friends of mine, that have been bit, but I'm not getting too far into that tonight. Walmart snake keepers. So I'm reading through all this. Getting a PhD and becoming a zoologist. No, I have not ever thought about that. Zoology field doesn't pay anything. Like literally working for. When I worked in the zoo field, I made half. I was the best paid employee at the zoo, and I made half of what I make now welding. So I just don't. Like I was literally living on peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, but I don't like jelly, so just peanut butter sandwiches. Some people say I sound like a serial killer because I just eat peanut butter by itself, but it's what I like. Bear with it. Mojave, Southern Pacific, or tiger snake the most venomous? When you say tiger, I'm guessing you mean tiger rattlesnake. Tiger rattlesnake is extremely potent venom, but it's a very, very small venom yield. Like we're talking possibly 15 mg of venom, dry weight. That's a very little amount. So they are very toxic. Excuse me. Mojave is probably the worst bite, but there's two types of venom there. There's type 1, type 2. I do believe it's the type 1 that's the most toxic. Correct me on this if I'm wrong. I can't remember, but it's a pretty bad bite. Is it illegal to catch a venomous snake in the wild and keep it as a pet? In many instances, yes. Like a lot of the ranges of the copperheads and timber rattlesnakes, yes, 100%. Now, if you're down in Texas, you see a western diamondback, to the best of my knowledge and my recollection, it would be okay to catch and keep as a pet. But I don't know that 100%, so don't be going and doing it. Check your laws, Plus, you probably don't want a western diamondback as your first venomous. That's a horrible snake to get bit by. Tiger rattlesnake, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I get another drink. My throat is getting dry. Live feed's already over an hour again, every time. My brother was a zoologist. He went back to school and became a lawyer. Nothing wrong with that. Make the real money, I guess. Like, being a zoologist is cool, but a lot of it's just cleaning up poop, you know? I mean, that's no fun. How's it going, Just Damasta? I guess is how you say it. I'm doing well, thanks. But type A or B. I'm gonna go get something else we can play with. Maybe not play with. You know what I mean. Let's see. About this beautiful snake sitting us in a water dish. A lot of reflection on that glass, I know. Kind of hard to see her. But this is a beautiful little eyelash. I'll set her off to the side for a second. Bear with me here. Hey, sweet girl. How are you? I've got a spritzer down, but we'll take a look at her first. Hi. Can I take you out for just a couple seconds? Maybe? Oh, you're all coiled. Look at you around the branch like that. Come here. It's okay. Oops. Don't poop. You're about to poop. Let go. Let go. Got you. So there you go. There's a beautiful orange eyelash viper. Beautiful little snake. Nice little eyes on her. Look at her. Is she pretty? Don't drip on my laptop, please. It's kind of hard to get a selfie of a snake. It's a good one. Too bad I can't get it. Another eyelash viper. Did you make it my night? Yeah, no problem. I will read through any questions you guys got, or you can ask each of that. She's getting ready to poop. Definitely getting ready to poop or have a bunch of babies. It'd be cool, but I don't think you've been with a male. Unless you are a male. I do that sometimes. Mistake the sexes. I don't know that all snakes like me because of that. You know, I'm going to put you back in there. Then we're going to spray you down real good. There you go. Kind of. The hardest part about arboreal, so climb the hook on you. Here we go. Hopefully you can see her. Can you guys, hopefully you're live again. It just said that it went down for a second. Little sprayer that'll bump up the humidity. So she's getting ready to shed. Take care of that. Which I don't know that she is. But she got a little tiny scar on her neck. I don't know what she did there. Well, there we go. And she is good. So as you see, I'm relatively close. I wouldn't advise getting this close to our arboreal viper, but this is honestly what keeping's like. A lot of people think that it's a bunch of craziness going on and you're running and jumping and diving on venomous snakes, and that just isn't the case. That's it. I just spray her down and we do our little thing. She stays pretty calm, and then we feed some stuff. We could probably feed something real quick. If I can find the right size rodent, we can do some tease feeding on a venomous viper if you guys want to see that. Sorry, I'm going to read through this real quick. You look nervous. Yeah, if I look nervous, it's just one of those things. Like, I want to try to get the video good. Like, I don't want to do anything stupid on video, you know? I mean, getting bit is like the farthest thing from my mind because I don't think I'm going to make that big of a mistake. But let's say I trip carrying that cage. That wouldn't be good. You know, I want to make sure there isn't like a leftover food item in there or something because that looks bad. You know, one of you guys see that there's a dead mouse or something in there that she regurged or killed and didn't eat and I didn't notice. I mean, it happens sometimes. But if some PETA person's watching this, I don't look good, you know. So I'm always a little bit nervous about doing anything live because I can't review the video. But try to make sure everything looks the best as possible because I don't want. Do I make antidotes? No, I do not. I'm guessing you mean like anti-venom. I have nothing to do with that. Any chance of getting a golden lance? No, no chance. They were all, they're all on the island. No one's permitted to go on the island unless you're like a really high-end researcher. There was a couple in the States, but all in the zoos, like AZA licensed zoos. So, how's the king cobra? King cobra is doing wonderful. I need to feed him still. I've got to go get some pythons for him here real soon. I work inside a shop, so I do mainly MIG welding, hardwire right now. I used to do metal core like 052, 110 grade. I've also done a lot of dual shield and stuff like that, but right now I'm just doing like I think 90 grade. I do some stick welding, not a lot though. What's more risky to own, a 20-foot retic or a venomous snake? That's tough. The bad part about the venomous snake is if you're inside the building with me right now and we go to grab out a 20-foot retic and everything goes wrong, if you were trained properly, you can get that snake off of me. So that's cool. If I get bit by even this eyelash viper, there's no reason why it should kill me. But if I go into anaphylaxis, if I have an allergic reaction, there's no sign you're going to be able to save me whatsoever. So I would easily say the venomous snake's more dangerous. Now, with that being said, you got a really mean 20-foot retic and you have a really calm eyelash viper. I mean, I would definitely say the retic's a more dangerous snake. So it's tough. Do I have any puff adders? No, I used to have puff adders. I don't have any. I would like to get a rack of Bitis, like, boom viper, rhino viper, and puff adder. Just to keep, because they're all cool. They really are. Plus, everybody loves them. You guys love to see them, so. Need to come south. It'd be great fun. Yeah, I'd like to do some more traveling for sure. I did not go to college for welding, but I had all my certs and I made it to like the top 1% in my opinion. It made it to all cranes, building the biggest crawler cranes built on American soil as far as I know. Any videos coming out on him? I'm guessing you mean my king cobra maybe. I am doing eyelash viper video here real soon. I got another huge venomous pit viper unboxing and we'll be working on it tonight. They're actually all unboxed. That's a little bit of a what would you call it, clickbait, I guess, but they are all new. I mean, very new. It's just the night I was unboxing them, I didn't want to get the camera out and get all that set up. I was just trying to get through snakes. So they'll be new to you guys, which will be awesome. The king cobra I will be doing here shortly. I want to get some food in his belly, and then I have a new enclosure coming in. So when the new enclosure comes in, I get it set up. We're going to pull him out and put him into the new enclosure. There are golden lancet vipers at Reptile Gardens. I like Tony Phillip, I do believe, is the head herpetologist there. He's a pretty cool dude. One of the curators of the zoo that I used to work at apparently trained him on how to handle venomous snakes. I do not have a McGregor pit viper. I guess that's how you say it. I've never had to say its name out loud. Mangrove snakes. I like mangrove snakes, but sometimes they're very hard to get like acclimated. So that's kind of tough. Let's go ahead and I'll probably put you up and we'll try to find something to feed real quick. So I'll be right back, guys. Hopefully you'll stick around for the feeding. If I get it to eat. Let's see. Would you eat if I tried? Or should I do you? Let me try you. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to try to feed this little guy. If you've actually followed me on TikTok, you would have seen live earlier that I was working with this little guy. I sprayed him down. I'm probably going to have to get some hot water for this, so you're going to have to bear with me because I'm not ready to do this. Fuzzies, some pinkies. It's a pretty small meal, but hopefully we can make some quick work of it. Hey, little guy. So this pinky's actually already unthawed. But with that being said, let's see how I can get you guys angled properly. But I still put them in warm water. That way, it shows up on his heat-seeking pits. Now I'm using my short tongs tonight, and you're like, oh, I thought you don't use those except for, I understand the strike range of the snake. So it gives me a little bit of better control over the rodent. Want that? Oh, and he's got it. And he'll hold on to it. Now, I can't move around too much at this point. There we go. Because otherwise, he'll let it go. Yes, I do have a lot of my welds x-rayed. What's your TikTok? TikTok would be VenomMan20. It's pretty much my name on every platform. What's the hardest sourced food item for my snakes? Right now, snakes for the king cobras. Very tough to find because I don't like to buy decent snakes. You know, I want to buy crappy dead snakes that are clean. So that's kind of tough. That would be so cool to do that survey on the indigos and rattlesnakes in Georgia. Oh, you're not right, Peter. You're not right. What was that? I'm guessing you're not talking to me. If you are, very confused. Is it true that most snakes that eat snakes have more triangle-shaped bodies? Or is that a myth? No, I've never really heard that before, so I've never really thought about it. So I'm not exactly sure. How many of these shirts do I have? I have 2. So I can't make too many videos in a week. I only wear them while I'm filming. The second I get done here, I take off my shirt. Clean cages that away. It's much cooler. This is a horrible idea to work Venomous shirtless. Reptile Garden special tour. That'd be freaking awesome. Dude, their croc there, that salty is enormous. But I've never been. I've just seen, you know, pictures and videos and stuff. But the snake looks dangerous. Yeah, a little bit. He's getting it down. I'm so proud of him. These guys hate eating in front of people. So the fact that he's eating in front of 65 people right now, 66 including me, we're getting somewhere with him. He's doing well. I got to get a drink of my monster. Poke at space. That is something I will not be doing. Thanks for the idea, though. Triangle-shaped head, not body. Like, no, not really, because like a lot of your vipers have triangle-shaped heads, and they're not typically snake eaters. So I don't really know where that would come from. Like, I mean, a lot of your cobras are snake eaters, and they have rounded heads. So I am doing well. I do appreciate it, Haley. I remember you for sure. Hi from Australia. How's it going, Kimberly? Good night. It's after 3 a.m. I hope it's not 3 a.m. here. I got so much to do. No, it's not that late. Good. Maybe it's that late where you're at. Not that late here. So big venom glands. Yeah, I mean, it's swollen on mouth, so it's kind of pushing them out. But you're pretty much done with that. So I'm just going to leave this right here. Scoot it over just a little bit, and then we're going to leave him alone until he finishes. Oh, and he's coming out. There you go. Now you guys can watch him. Try not to move too much. I don't want to spook him. But, how long is the biggest one I've got? I got that really big Bushmaster here. That, what, 7 foot, 8 foot Bushmaster? Probably like 7 foot. That's a 6 foot table, and he only sticks over. Yeah, I'd say about 7 foot. He's not that big. He's not full grown yet. It's 3 a.m. here, and I regret nothing. Appreciate it. I'm hanging out. You got a wicked cold. I had a wicked cold a while back. Not coronavirus. I just had a wicked cold. I don't get sick very often, so that was kind of tough. But I just got over it. I'm feeling a lot better now. Good morning, Paul. How's it going? Check out my new video if you haven't got to see it yet. I think you commented, so I think you have seen it. But yeah, trying to get some more videos uploaded. I want to get a little bit more consistent again. I've kind of taken a little bit of time off with the whole getting the cold, trying to get this inland taipan thing settled, and just isn't working. I'm giving up on that for a while. I crap my pants holding one of those. One of these, yeah, I wouldn't hold them. It's cool watching them eat though. But yeah, not COVID-19. Well, that's good. I'm glad for that for sure. That was a pretty rattlesnake. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's pretty awesome for sure. I got 2 more that look maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit worse. It kind of just depends how you look at, rating them in that aspect. But I mean, you ate so good. We could feed other things. Like, that's why I'm down here, is to feed stuff. I mean, we got people watching. I don't know if we want a 4-hour live stream, but I mean, you guys can hang out if you want to, I gotta figure what else. I gotta feed a lot of little rattlesnakes and stuff, but I can't do that on camera just because they're so fussy. I don't know. We could feed that little king snake here in a couple of minutes. That's not nearly as exciting though. So, going to school for welding. Any advice? Yeah, don't be afraid to use a grinder. When in doubt, grind it out. That's the way to go. Just keep a steady hand. If what you're doing isn't working, try something different. Don't be afraid to, mess with your settings, your voltage, and your wire feed speed. And I don't know, like, it all comes down to knowing that you can do it. I'm not any better than you are. It all comes down to just being confident in what you're doing, keeping a steady hand, getting the gun angle right to where you can see what you're doing while you're welding, and just, you do you. I like the way rhino vipers hold their food off the ground after a strike. Yeah, a lot of vipers do that. He just finished up his food. But whenever they do that, they just don't want the rat to kick and get good, grip on the ground and end up injuring the snake, so they'll hold them up. But is that an arboreal behind me? Yeah, all these are arboreals. All those down there are arboreals. All those up there are questionable. Those 2 are Treminoceras trigonocephalus, 2 males, 2 blue ones. And then all those are up for debate. Next time I grab the cage, I know what's in it. But like, to name each one, I can't do that right now because I actually just reorganized all those. So not sure. That's a cool snake, if that's what I think it is. Very interesting. I've never done a YouTube video on it yet, so I don't know that I'm going to show that tonight. But we got plenty more arboreals we can mess with. I'm killing it. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Andy. I do appreciate it. Nothing wrong with a long live stream. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you guys have noticed, that's another thing I should probably get into, talk about for a second. Well, I got this little co-pilot hanging out over here. I haven't been answering a lot of questions on my comments. Like I used to try to get to every single one of them. I've been kind of failing for a little while. It's just hard to keep up with everything. It's been crazy, you know. I mean, the comments have been rolling in, and I try to set the people right that's clearly wrong. You know, if they're like, "Oh, every snake should be the only good snake's a dead snake," well, I want to correct that person. You know, you that's like it's a beautiful rattlesnake. I appreciate you way more than that person, but at the same time, you already have an appreciation for the reptiles. So I try to get back to that other person, trying to get them to stick around. Maybe they'll learn something. You know. What was your highest viewed video? That's a great question. We'll get into that real quick. I had an alligator that messed up his filtration system, and I'm like, man, I'm going to have to do that tonight. I'm half asleep. It's late at night. It's stupid. I got to get down to the water with this alligator. This cage was thrown together in like 3 minutes because I got this alligator, and I was not expecting to have a big alligator. It was a rescue. When I got him, he was malnourished to all get out. And I got him back up to weight. He was doing good. So I jump inside this stupid rigged up cage, just a horrible cage. And it was so dumb. Like the whole video was so dumb. I get in there and he's coming at me. I keep pushing him off with the snake hook, whatever. And I sound like an 18-year-old that's dumb. I was young, but ended up just blowing up. I mean, I got like 750,000 views on it. And it was the dumbest video I ever did. So I don't know. I mean, it was so bad. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, somebody sent me a whole bunch of messages on Instagram. I will check those out, I promise. Not right now. I was trying to figure out why my phone keeps lighting up. I'm going to go and throw this lid back on, and we're going to go ahead and go to something else. Okay, you're doing good. Wheel. There we go. Cool. I will be right back. This little guy's cage is kind of crappy, so bear with me here. But it's also a golden eyelash. We'll do something a little bit different next once I figure out what we're going to do. Let's put the pinky down to the warm water. See if we can get this little guy to eat. So I need to clean his cage, put more water inside his dish. There's one little poop in there. Oh, I hate these cages. There we go. We're good. See, now this guy's got a lot more color on him. You probably can't make it out very well. There he is. Good looking little eyelash. So he's about to graduate to a bigger tank here soon. I got some food. Would you like some food? Let's make sure YouTube can see you okay. Here. Hey. If I touch his tail, that normally makes him mad. You're like, why would you want to make him mad? It's just, so they have like, they really don't, but a lot of vipers have what they call the caudal lure, which is actually a different colored tail that attracts their prey item. So it's kind of instinctual. So if something's going after their tail, a lot of times they'll bite it. Oh, you're going to be a little butthole to eat. Oh, there you go. Come on. Come on. Keep sensing. You know what this is. Is my water too cold? Is that the problem? Okay, let me warm up my water real quick. I'll be right back, guys. Yet again, those heat-seeking pits. It's very key that he sees what he's doing. Squeaky faucet and a squeaky chair. Hey, little guy. Put that in some water for just a couple seconds. Let's go ahead and read this. Glad it wasn't a Javan spinning cobra. And no problem, Harrison. Sorry I wasn't a little bit quicker at getting back with you. It just took me a little while. I get so many messages coming in. I get inundated with messages. That's just hard for me to keep up sometimes. So unfortunately, sometimes I miss the good ones. You know, people asking what that is and everything, snake identification wise. I'm gonna have to angle you down. Don't bite it yet, bud. We gotta get the good shot on camera. Hey, it's warm now. It's just like a hot pocket. You like hot pockets? Bad part about arboreal vipers is, yeah, they might be relatively easy to keep, but getting them to eat is a real challenge sometimes. Hey, come on. I know you want it. Come on. Okay, so now the game is to get him mad enough to bite it. If we can do that, he will probably eat it. Now, this would not work for a ball python, but it works good for an arboreal viper. And they are fragile, but the key is to not act like they're fragile. Just be rough, and then eventually they'll bite it. And when they do, sometimes they hold on. That is the trick. Sometimes it takes hours to get this accomplished. Now, if that was my finger, he would latch on within the first 2 seconds. But since it's a mouse, you want to do it? Come on. Come on. He is not being very chipper tonight. Are you awake, bud? Yeah, that's probably why I'm not getting a bunch of hits, because I don't free handle. People want to see somebody living on the edge. People want to see. A lot of people watch NASCAR for the crashes, but I'm not gonna do something stupid just so I can do this for my livelihood quicker. I may already push the envelope a little bit with some of my handling, leaning against the table, stuff like that. But that's all calculated risk. I don't want to go above and beyond stupidity, And I'm not trying to say those guys are stupid. I'm just saying that, in my opinion, it's not something I would do. Okay, you really don't care. So maybe you're going into shed cycle. I'm not exactly sure. We will try that with a different eyelash. I don't mind crossing from eyelash to eyelash, but I don't like crossing from, species to species. So we'll see what else could possibly eat that. Let's check out this beautiful little bottom dweller here. That's another golden eyelash. I know I just said that I would get something cooler or something prettier or something neater. This is the stupidest locking cage. Give me a couple minutes. Haha, we're in. So I'm sure you can kind of see him. He's really pretty. He's got some pretty colors. Something like that. A nice pattern. Okay, so I have one of these things that I can't remember if you like or not. Hey, do you like these? You remember that? Oh, he smells it. Some of these are only eating frogs. So that's typical when they're babies. That's common. That's nothing wrong with that. But if now I'm trying to feed them a mouse, sometimes that doesn't work. Come on, little guy. Come on, little guy. Come on. Rubbing the side of your face. Oh, mouth's opening. Come on. Yep, you struck. That was a good job. But you missed. Let's try re-gripping. Okay. Come on. Come on. Oh man, and this is a well-established animal. This is an animal that's just, this is a good eater right here. It just takes so much effort. Imagine having 100 of these. This is why it's so much easier just to feed them what they like, lizards and stuff like that, because they'll eat them like so readily. But this crap, come on. Am I making you mad yet? Because that's the goal. Come on. We can just get you to bite it and hold on. He will eat it. Come on, little guy. Oh, and he's got it. Okay, so now I'm going to back up. I'm guessing you can't see. I'm sorry, I'm not adjusting the angle because I got him to take it. So if he starts eating it, maybe we can move. But, soul scale vipers. I do not have any soul scale vipers. I used to. Little tiny babies. So I had 2 little tiny babies, and maybe this is me failing as being a keeper. And I'm sorry to anybody who agrees, but I'll try to turn around so you can see it just a little bit better. Oh no, he's letting it go. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Hold on to it. Yeah, there you go. Just show YouTube. Yeah, you don't have it very well. I will give you that, but you don't want to let go and regrip. So I had 2 little tiny itty bitty baby soul scale vipers. I mean, little 4-inch little tiny guys. And you feed them crickets when they're that small. With that being said, throwing the crickets in there and stuff, they were eating great. They were finally getting to the point to where they might be able to eat mice, and they actually ate each other, cannibalized each other. I did not know the babies would do that. And maybe it was that one of them bit a cricket and the other one found the cricket. I don't know. But it was a bad deal. Yep, this little golden eyelash viper eating a mouse. It's in a real incorrect way, but I really don't care, just as long as he eats it. What's a venom like on an eyelash viper? It's kind of toxic. It's nothing that you want to get bit by for sure. But it's not nearly as bad as like the Trimaceras, like a lot of the Asian vipers, like the Trimtrigs and stuff like that. They're much more toxic. Or the Komodo Island blue insularis, those guys, or the Pope's pit vipers, or the white lip pit vipers. All those are more toxic, actually drop for drop. It would be more likely to do better with the live frog. Yes, that's for sure. But there's nothing wrong with getting them onto pinkies once you can. Imagine being assaulted by your cheeseburger. I know, ain't that the truth? Just a cheeseburger just hitting you in the face until you eat it. Like, I'd probably eat it way quicker that way too. But what is my job? I am a welder. Nice, you're answering my questions for me. I do appreciate it. Luna says good night. Good night, Luna. What doing? I am feeding an eyelash viper. What would happen if it ate a dart frog? It might die. There's a good chance it would die. Yeah, for sure. You never want to leave a live prey item in with a snake because it will end up eating. The prey item will end up eating the snake. That happens quite often with ball pythons, actually. Yep, for sure. Soul scales are the world's deadliest snake for human fatalities, mainly because of the huge range and the inability to get anti-venom around there. Plus, their venom just works really good on the human body. Can you press ATL F4? It makes your audio go to max. Once he gets done doing this, I can try to help out that audio thing. I don't want to disturb him right now. My dream welding rig, I actually like Lincoln welders a lot. Right now I'm running Miller, but Lincoln's where it's at, man. If you disagree, more power to you, but I've had more issues with Miller than anything. Yeah, I had a scrub python for a very short period of time. How's it going, NYC? You were up super late or super early? Probably super earlier. Super early. Not bad. No problem. I enjoy sharing the knowledge. Thank you for listening. I do appreciate it. Audio is fine. I do appreciate that. What's deadlier, king cobra or black mamba? King cobra gives you a lot more venom, but a black mamba drop for drop is more toxic. Okay, thank you, Brendan. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely say a black mamba bite's more serious, but I don't know. They're both really bad bites. 336 in NY. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not in NY, but yeah, that sounds about right. Audio's cutting in and out for you. Sorry about that. Snake hooks. So I have some made. Get a phone call. I'm not answering him. Sorry, Kevin. You will get on here if you want to talk to me. Snake hooks are being made. Like I've got them made, some of them, but I want to get the logo put on them. So that's like the last thing I got to do. And once I get those done, I just got to set up the shop, and we will be ready to go. Saltwater snake. You're talking about a sea snake being the deadliest. Sea snakes are not the deadliest. Inland taipan is the most toxic, and then of course the eyelash. Soul scale viper is the deadliest. Drop or not drop for drop, but human fatality wise. Was confused seeing live at this time, but impressed. Excuse me. Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get down here very early ever, so I just do it when I can do it. And the bad part is it took me forever to upload this last video on YouTube, so therefore I'm even later than what I wanted to be. Try not to disturb him. I'm trying to get this lid back on. That is the goal. Yeah, he's finishing up. Sweet. Yep, nope. Dan, we are good. We are locked. I'm going to move him over, and then I'm going to be able to read these and talk to you just a little bit better. I just don't want to disturb him. Okay, cool. Let's get this done. Oh, so that was fun. Saw 2 black mambas on safari. That's pretty cool. That would be a cool freaking safari. Some snakes just won't eat live. I would definitely try warming up the rodent before you try feeding. That's a pretty big deal. But deadliest snake again would be the salt scale viper. It can kill, some people say 10,000 people a year. Some people say 50,000. In India, there's 100,000 snake deaths a year from venomous snakes, and the salt scale viper is a big contributor. Inland taipans look cool, though. They sure do. Drop for drop, they are the most toxic. So at one time, the Belcher's sea snake was considered to be the most toxic, but what they actually found out, according to Nick from Wicked Wildlife over there in Australia, is the Belcher's sea snake venom was actually injected intramuscularly, which is actually very deep into the tissue, which their fangs would never go very deep into the tissue. And that's how they got the outstanding death rate on the mice for the LD50 for that species. So the inland taipan was only measured subcutaneous, which is just right underneath the skin, and therefore its venom didn't stack up as well against the Belcher's sea snake. Once they found out this discrepancy in the results, they put the inland taipan way above everything. It's like the inland taipan drop for drop is by far the most toxic snake on Earth. But according to medical records, no one's ever died from the bite of an inland taipan. You could. I mean, you very easily could, but they very hardly ever bite anybody because nobody lives within the range that they thrive in. I mean, there's probably some people like Aboriginal people and stuff like that, but it's very, very rare. Inland taipans are pretty chill, though, to a degree. Compared to other taipans, yes, for sure. But they still have their wild side sometimes. They sometimes kind of go off to a degree. Botswana has nice horseback safaris. I've never really rode a horse, but that'd be cool. Gaboon Viper and Bushmasters are your favorite. Bushmasters are so cool. Gaboon Vipers are neat too, but Bushmasters are so cool. Nope, I don't keep very many Trimoceras. The only Trimoceras really are the trim trigs. I have a lot of trim trigs, but otherwise, I guess Panaceus as well. The ashy vipers is what I call them. A lot of people call them what is it, like the slender? It ain't the slender hognose. That would be they're called the Panaceus. Let's call them Panaceus. The scientific name is what you should call them. What snake scares me the most? Probably the coastal taipan, or Scutellatus, as the scientific name goes, which is a scary animal. They're so quick. And supposedly, according to Chris over in Australia, a very, very intelligent venomous keeper, he said that they typically the bites, like 90% of bites happen to the upper body from Scutellatus because they have such an ability to throw their bodies. Like they're so strong that they typically launch. And that's just, in that venom, I mean, they're right up there with the inlands. Like I hear the inlands are like 2 to 3 times more toxic, which is pretty freaking toxic. But I mean, they are still like hot. Eastern browns are pretty bad for sure. Like that's a scary animal. But yeah, I used to have Gaboon Vipers, quite a few of them back in the day. Just something I kind of got out of. The Eyelash Vipers, some of these I've had forever. Some of them I bred myself. Some of them are friends. Some I have a friend that breeds some. It just kind of depends. It's just hard getting them established, like the little babies. But is it much harder for a rear fang snake to bite you? They can totally bite you. It's just harder for them to envenomate. But something like a boom slang is actually, I'm not going to say they're good because they're not good at envenomating, but you need to treat every bite as a very, very, very serious bite. So we're going to film or feed something else here in a second. I'll just have to figure out what we're going to feed, and we'll go with that. I want to feed something relatively easy because I don't want to bore you guys. But I don't know what little viper we should go for. Would have been nice to get that one guy to eat. Mr. Pink Lid is what we're going to call him. I don't know. Let's see what we got mice-wise. So we don't have a lot, but we have some. Okay, let's see. Not feeding you because you're crazy. That's can't remember some what. I don't think he'll eat a mouse. But this is the little lanceolatus baby, female. She is getting big. I am almost sure she's not going to eat a mouse. Plus, she can launch out of there so freaking quick. I think that was like the crappiest video I know. But that's a pretty serious little animal right there. That's the most toxic thing I mess with. More than likely. I mean, black mamba might be, but this venom probably scares me more than any other venom on earth. Quite possibly. What's my favorite croc? Philippines are cool, but a really big American croc's cool because they get that bulbous snout on them. Those are really neat. No, I did not go to Joe Blow. I did not go to any schooling for venomous snake keeping. I got into it as a kid. I thought it was very interesting. I read everything I could, and then I just started working with the guy. And then, but yeah, like I don't know, it just kind of went from there. Venomous snakes you like to own. What's Venomous snake I don't currently own. Inland taipans up there. Scutellatus, which is the coastal taipans up there. Gold's tree cobra would be cool, but I'm never going to be able to own one of those, I don't think. I don't know. There's a lot of really cool venomous snakes. Let's see if we can get this guy to eat. I'm almost certain that he will not eat because these guys are terrified of everything. Sorry, my chair's creaking so much. Let's warm up that pinky. I don't know. There's quite a few venomous snakes I'd really like to keep that I haven't yet. This is an awesome video. Thank you so much. For 76 viewers, that ain't bad. We was at 83 at one time, which is also. PNG taipans are cool. And coastal taipan is very dangerous, yeah, for sure. Inland because of its speed. I really think that the coastals, I've been thinking about trying to get them. I just ain't making enough money to do that yet, because they are expensive. But there are some here in the States. Some, very few, but some. I do still have the coral snake. That's something that if I was in the other building, we'd be trying to feed that tonight. But I am going to videotape that because I videotaped one feeding and it went so bad. I don't know if the footage is even usable. It might be. We'd have to figure that out. But I'm going to try to feed this. Bear with me here. Like, you're probably not going to be able to see it very well, but this is a very serious snake, so I really got to watch what I'm doing. And his little eyes are looking at me real hard. I'm not going to take the whole lid off. Okay. Okay, so we got the warm pinky. Hey, buddy. You want that? Nope. And he's gone. Okay. He's not going to eat that. And you're like, he totally might. Nah, that initial shoot, he has no interest. It would have to be live. He doesn't care. It's a she. I shouldn't keep calling her a he. But that is the little lanceolatus. I could probably show you a male real quick if you want to see a male, because they do look different. Oops. I am putting that back into the wrong location. Oh. Hopefully I'm not moving you guys. I'm not. Good deal. Okay, so there's a little tiny guy. It's the reason he's inside this little tiny container. Hopefully you can see in there pretty good. So see how brown he is? He's just not as pretty. He doesn't have as good of markings, right? I'm not opening that so you can see it. Normally we keep them on bedding and we keep a little stick in there and we keep, but it's just this one, it wasn't working out. So set them up like this and it's actually working pretty decently. And you're like, that jar sucks. And I'm like, yeah, totally agree. The jar does suck, but he can't get out of the jar. And that's a step in the right direction because that is an animal you don't want out. Huh, there's a spider. Check it out. We got a new co-host right here. Little spider of some sort. Nothing too dangerous. There's really no spider in the United States I won't pick up. But that's beside the point. Okay, so we got that done. Pogo sticks with Venom. Yeah, for sure. Would you go to Snake Island if I could? Yes, for sure. I would like to go with Dr. Brian Fry because he has a wealth of knowledge. He's one of the smartest people out there. He's so smart. I think it'd be really cool to go with him. But there's some other people I'd take with me for sure. But I've not seen a Masagua rattlesnake in real life. Like, I haven't seen one in the wild in real life. I used to care for one while I was working at the zoo. But they're neat. They're a very toxic little snake for their size. But how's it going, random family man? You have eastern browns in your backyard, tiger snakes not far. That's cool. That would be neat. I'm going to put this eyelash back, and then we're going to find out what we're going to feed next. Let's see. Nope, wrong one. Nope, wrong one. This is nothing too crazy, so don't get too excited. There should be a snake in here. Yep, there is. Okay, cool. That is the goal, always, for the snake to still be inside the cage. Don't bite me. Haha, you're so quick. Oh, and he is mad. He's so mad. Whoops. So that is an Eastern Chain King, or Eastern King Snake. So there's really no point in having the mouse wet, but we already got it wet. Do you want this? Stop. Stop being crazy. I got a thing. Do you like things? Hey. Hey, where are you going? Do you not understand what we're doing here? You know when you like to eat? What are you doing biting? Hey, stop. Ah! No. I can't lose you, little guy. Come here. Come here. Stop biting. Okay, we got him. I'm sorry. I know that was partially your fault. You're pooping on me. Did you want this? Did you stop? Well, he pooped on me. I'm going to leave that on top of his hide. He might find it. I'm going to wash my hands. I will be right back. I got to try to keep him in here the whole way over. It's going to be fun. Calm down. You're so crazy. Stop. You're pooping everywhere. Oh, man. So the first one to go bad is the non-venomous one, of course. Hate losing animals off the table like that. That one I just pulled out was non-venomous. That was a little Eastern King Snake. King is, yeah, he was a little ticked. He was a little upset. Manxins are cool. It's just not all of them look amazing. When they're younger, they all look amazing. And then they get older, and some of them just kind of get ugly. I don't want an ugly one. I want one of those that really stand out. Copperheads are pretty easy to handle sometimes. Sometimes they're really hard to get to eat. Like you seen me with the eyelash viper earlier. Sometimes it's like that, just a real pain in the butt. But you stay well too. I do appreciate it. I do not keep any European adders right now. I like to keep some. The Himalayensis is a really cool one that I think would be really neat. I don't know the availability of Himalayensis. What is it? Gloidus, I do believe, Himalayensis. It's actually a snake that's found. It's the highest elevation of a venomous snake in the world, up to 15,000 feet, I do believe. Maybe a little bit higher. It's found in the Himalayan mountains, so it can actually stand really cold temperatures. When I say really cold, I mean like colder than Fees vipers. And Fees vipers, that's a cold snake right there. But anyway, let's see. We should show you some more cool stuff. I don't know if I can get you guys over there without screwing up my internet. That is my goal. Don't screw up the internet. Let's see if I unplug. Let's see if we can do this. This is going to be improv, guys. So, don't know. This ain't working already. Such a bad idea. I want to get you to that cage. Right there. That one. Okay, so we only got one venomous snake in here to worry about. And he is right back up in there. I've never shown this before. Do I got him? Where's he at? He's right behind that leaf. Do you see him sitting there? That's an awesome snake right there. That is Marchi. Bothriechus marchi, which is the Honduran palm pit viper. I think there's only like maybe 6 of those in the country. Very beautiful. They got blue speckles. Kind of hard to see, but he does, and he's really cool. It's a neat snake. Let's go to the next one over just to look in there real quick. You'll like this one. I actually already sprayed him. That one right there. So that's a Bothriechis aurifer. That's a beautiful snake. That's the yellow blotched pit viper from Mexico, the cloud forest. Anyway, so that's a couple of the snakes that are behind me. Hopefully I refocus this. There we go. I was going to say, some of those Marchi, they're not. When I say there's only 6, there was only 6 when he was imported. I don't know how many there is now. It's hard to tell. But centipedes are cool. I don't want to get bit by them, though. It suck. No, I do not collect any anti-venom from the snakes. So the snakes give you venom. So if I was, let's say the Marchi, for instance, if I was to pin that snake, I would take its venom out, right? Number one, that's dangerous. To pin the snake, I'm not that good. Like you might think I am. You have to be spot on to pin them, to not hurt the snake and to not hurt yourself. So you get it to put the venom into the cup. Everything's got to be sterile. You got to be licensed. You can't just be some random doing this. And anyway, you take that venom and you take it to a facility that injects it into horses. Sounds bad, I know, but they do microdosing, right? Excuse me, sorry about that. Very small dosages into horses. The horses build up antibodies. So these antibodies are taken out of the horses, filtered out, I should say. And that's what the anti-venom is. Not just anybody can do that. That's not, I mean, if I really tried, I could probably get the licensing maybe, but it's a lot of paperwork. And you would need so many, you need like so many of the same kind of snake. Like, if you have 400 Western Diamondbacks, it's practical. If you have one Western Diamondback and one Eastern Diamondback and one black-tailed rattlesnake, it just doesn't. I mean, that's not going to help anybody. But and you also got to make sure that all your bloodlines are pure. Like you can't be a Western Diamondback mixed with a black-tailed rattlesnake. I mean, that's going to be pretty obvious. But if you're doing monocle covers, we got to make sure that there's no like Siouxan blood in there or anything like that. I don't have any white-tailed lance heads or the Licurus. Those are cool, but I had a friend that had some back in the day. Got rid of those. Like they were a dangerous animal. So quick, and they get bigger. Like they can get okay size. Burrowing asp. I don't have any burrowing asp right now. I did have that one there years back. But that was before the whole zoo incident, so I don't have that anymore. Rock rattlesnakes, yeah, clobberite, yeah, plenty of rock rattlesnakes. I need to do more videos on those. I would get some out, but honestly, I don't know a lot about them. I don't want to be this guy that's going to pull out the snake and be like, oh, it's a rock rattlesnake. I like to let you know the locality and all that. If I'm going to be pulling stuff out, I want to know some stuff about them. Unfortunately, a milk snake tonight. I just thought you might want to see milk snake. But channel sponsors, it's just hard with me. Like unless Monster Energy Drink wants to sponsor me, I don't know what to get sponsored by. Like I don't know. I don't see Reptile or whoever trying to sponsor channels. If they want to sponsor me, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind getting some money for that. Patreons, yeah, I thought about actually starting up a Patreon. I just don't like to ask for money. I don't want to be like, hey guys, help sponsor me, because I already do one of the coolest things ever. Why should you give your hard-earned money to me? You're already helping me out by watching my videos, by coming checking out my live streams, by liking my stuff, by showing your friends, by subscribing. That's already helping me tenfold. So if a lot of people wanted to donate to like a Patreon, that's cool. Yeah, heck yeah, that could definitely get things rolling and we could go check out some animals in other countries and stuff like that. But at the same time, I don't want to ask for that, Whenever I ask you at the end of my videos to subscribe, that's enough, guys. I do know Viper Keeper on YouTube. Don't like the guy. He knows that. I know that. Whatever. Yet again, not trying to start the beef, but me and him have had our words. A podcast would be dope. Yeah, I actually think what's his name is doing a podcast. Nerd. Kevin McCurr, however you say his name, is on a podcast. I think he does one of sorts. If he does, I would love to be on it. Kevin, hit me up. That would be cool. But would you love to see a stiletto feeding video? Yeah, for sure. I would like to do that, but I don't have a stiletto right now, so it'd be very tough. If I ever get one, we will do a feeding video. If I ever get another one, I should say. But okay, sweet. I will start a Patreon as soon as I get that figured out. I would like to get like that tiered program going, you know. But not exactly sure what that is, but okay. The lucky king that he has, yeah, that white king is amazing. That is a heck of an animal. I have one more I want to show you real quick. This one I'm going to do a video on, so don't be telling everybody. It's cool, though. So this is the smallest viper I work with. And this guy is honestly like 4 months old, and he is like the size of a worm. This is Bothriechus or Bothrops. I don't know. It just depends what week it is, what family it's in. Bilineata, my favorite viper species, because they are the prettiest in the world, according to some people. Now you're going to be like, this guy doesn't have a water dish. I know he don't have a water dish. And that's okay, because like he never drinks from water dishes, so why does it matter? Right there he is. And I don't know if you can take into consideration how tiny he is. He's so small, and he's blue. He's got little orange spots on his back. That's a good looking snake right there. These guys are tricky because he only eats frogs. You picky little dude. But very cool, toxic little guy. Most bodies happen to the upper body, or most bites happen to the upper body from these guys. They live down in South America. Actually called the two-striped palm pit viper or something like that. The two-lined. I don't know. I'm really bad with common names. I'm sorry about that. That's actually a really rare snake in captivity. Can you suggest a snake that would be fine lending with? I'm guessing he's saying learning with. I don't know if you mean venomous or non-venomous. If you mean non-venomous, corn snakes are great. King snakes are great. If you're talking venomous, really there's no good venomous snake to learn with, because like the venomous snakes are truly venomous that can get you ready for more venomous or venomous. I mean, hognose snakes are cool, but they don't act like other venomous snakes. You know, they don't strike the same. They don't move the same. France and Switzerland, that'd be pretty cool. I'm not opposed to traveling anywhere to see the native wildlife and to see the culture, you know. The top of my list, of course, would be Australia and Africa right now. South America would be very cool too. But as far as that, like that's pretty much where I'm at right now. But like I'm not opposed to going anywhere. I do have some merchandise. I have like people shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. I have like Bushmaster shirts and Bilineata shirts and stuff like that. I have a couple with some just funny little phrases on them and stuff. Those are all sold through Teespring. That way I don't have to handle the merchandise myself. They will handle it all. I just create the t-shirts, like what I want them to say and how I want them to look. But I mean, you can always check that out. Underneath almost every one of my new videos, there is a link down into the description to my Teespring, or there's a little bar at the bottom of the video of my merch. And I make decent amount of money for every t-shirt I sell. So I'm pretty happy with that. Snake is adorable for sure. I do agree. I like to know what locality she is. I have no idea. It's captive born and bred. I'm not sure what the parents, I don't know. Do I have any hypersensitivity to snake venom? I do keep spitters for sure. I don't think I'm hypersensitive. Like I've never noticed my eyes getting itchy. I've never noticed my nose. Now my nose is running a little bit right now. I'm having a little bit of an issue from sinuses. That's just because I had a cold last week. I'm still trying to recover from that. So Andy, I'm not sure. I don't watch many of his videos. Like we just don't get along, so I don't try to support him. But I definitely think that everything should be clean. If you're going to be doing the YouTube, you should try to keep everything as clean as possible. All water dishes filled. You know, even if I say this at the beginning of my video, this snake don't have a water dish because it doesn't drink out of a water dish. Just to keep everybody happy, put a water dish in there. You know, like for instance, the bilineator, they're never going to drink out of it. It serves absolutely no purpose. I'm still going to have one in there, and I want it to be clean because I want you guys to be like, wow, it's a really good looking cage. You know, and anybody who doesn't understand snakes is like, well, it looks great. You know, that's what I want, even though they don't understand that, you know, that they don't drink from water dishes. The oldest snake that I have had personally, I've had like a 24-year-old rosy boa. Right now I have a like 20-year-old Dumerals boa, and these aren't. I mean, these snakes are still living and thriving, so I don't know how old they're going to be, but this is how old they are right now in my care. I have an eyelash viper over there. It's like 18 years old. She's not looking so great. You know, she's getting older. You can tell she's getting older, so I don't mess with her. She's probably the prettiest eyelash ever. I just don't take her out on video because she's old and I don't want to stress her out. But got bit by a hognose and your finger swelled up pretty bad. It was worse than a bee sting. Do you think I'm hypersensitive to snake venom? Probably not, Brendan. You could be. It's completely possible. But every venom is a little bit different. So just to say that I'm for instance, I know people that are hypersensitive to black mamba venom, but everything else seems to be okay. So just because you have a hypersensitivity or you seem to be hypersensitive, it could just been the bite. Wild hognose seem to be worse than common or the captive hognose because of what they've been eating. A lot of that's like the toad toxin and stuff that they eat into the wild coming through them, you know. Okay, I don't know, man. Like I've had some issues getting them to feed before, so it's a lot like a ball python saying it's the best snake to start with. I don't think it's really the best, just because sometimes they just won't eat. They won't eat for crap. And who wants to learn how to force feed on their first snake? That sucks. Pygmy rattlesnake could be debatably a little bit better than a copperhead, but at the same time, that ain't really getting you ready for anything. It's a snake that gets this big, maybe this big if you're lucky. I don't know. Like it just doesn't do it for me. But back of the hood having a monocle pattern, that'd be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? You like the video on the tick bite? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know if anybody really enjoyed that because I was just talking, you know what I mean? Nick Gers, happy birthday. Hopefully I said your last name right and everything. Hope you have a great day, bud. How old is your brother, by the way? 14-year-old female Doberman. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Those are awesome snakes. Yeah, happy 9th birthday, Nick. Hope you have a great day, bud. But anyway, yeah, I need to do some more cage maintenance tonight. We need to water some things. Need to feed some more stuff. I don't know. I might be able to get that little guy to eat. I got one more thing we can try to eat. Try to get to eat, not eat. We're not eating the snake. Let's warm up the pinky real quick. Let's see. Okay. So this is a pretty cool one right here. Greetings from New York. How's it going? Oh man, his stick is stuck to the lid. This is so bad. I'm shaking the living crap out of him. I'm sorry, guy. So this is probably the prettiest little snake in the world. It's not. I just showed you the prettiest little snake in the world, but this is a good looking snake too. I'm gonna spill his water and spill a little bit of it. That's okay. Okay, I'm not spilling much of it. That is, excuse me, Bothriechis arifer. That is a baby, which is pretty exciting. especially because sometimes I can tease feed him and sometimes he'll eat. So let's check him out. I don't know if you guys, it's probably the best view you're going to get from there. So let's take this little pinky. Do you want one of these? Oh, well, he bit it, but that was kind of, sorry, hopefully you guys can kind of see this. Gotta watch, I'm gonna spill much of his water. Come on. Come on. No, he bit it, and then he fell and let go. Come on. Oops, you're falling. Luckily enough, you climb good. Come on, little guy. Come on. Oh, he bit it, but he let go again. Can't have him let go. It's not acceptable. Come on, little guy. Come on. Oh, he held on. Okay, he's got it. Oh, no. I'm in such a crappy position. Let's see if I can prop that up without him dropping it. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're just going to get to see my lips for a little while. Let me slouch. We're slouching. Okay, let's hope he doesn't drop that. Bothrops mugini, they're pretty sweet. That is more toxic than Bothrops atrox, is what they believe. That's a toxic little viper, needless to say. Oh, he's eating it. Heck yeah, we did good on this one. I'm so stoked. Has a venomous snake, toxic snake ever bit you? No, I've never been bit by anything venomous. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I'm allergic to kittens, so I can't say that I want to collect them all. But reptiles for sure. They are all pretty cool. Tilt is not enough. I know. I'm sorry, but this snake is really hard to get to eat, and he's a little baby, and we got to get him to eat because there's very few of these in the country. So it's more important that we get him eating than for you guys to see it, unfortunately. Once he gets done eating, I will try to do a little bit better of a tilt so you can see in there. But yeah, for sure, I'd say you have a good life. I mean, that's an old pup for sure. Like a lot of Australian keepers keep like king browns and stuff like that, but there's pretty much no exportation out of Australia. So in order for me to get an Australian snake, it has to come from a zoo bred animal or something like that. I'm not eating a pinky on a dare. Like, I'm just not doing that. But anyway, but king cobras are legally exported, so we can get king cobras from anywhere. I mean, you know, if I want to import some from Indonesia, I easily can. It's not too tough, but a king brown, I can't just legally export and import. It's not that easy. Yeah. Any advice on people interested in keeping mangrove snakes? Find captive born and bred specimens. The wild caughts are just very hard to acclimate. I've even had problems with it in the past. So I've had one that just acclimated perfect. Like, went so smooth. It was so easy. And I got another one that just never ate. Like, he just never, I couldn't get him to eat anything. I tried everything. But yeah, I mean, if you find one that's captive born and bred, they're much more expensive. You're looking at a $50 snake versus a $250 or $300 snake. Just spend the extra money. It's better to get one that's eating and doing wonderful than to get 6 that are just in horrible shape, you know? Plus, I mean, a captive born animal, I mean, it's better on the environment anyway. But, are Australian zoos receptive to shipping snakes overseas? No, none at all. Now, yet again, if it's a zoo-to-zoo transfer, for sure. But after that, getting it into the private sector, that's not really a viable option. I mean, to be honest, a lot of them are smuggled out of the country. In how they're getting out, I really don't know, but that's the same way with the bearded dragons. They were originally smuggled out, and that's how they got into the country. And look at them now with the captive breeding and everything. If you see a bearded dragon, none of them are wild caught. That's not a thing anymore. They're so captive bred, which is great, but a certain website was shut down for selling fertilized eggs. That's weird. Never heard of that. Have I ever had a close call getting bit? I did tell a little bit of the story earlier. It was early morning. It was about 7 a.m. and I was opening up at the zoo. Maybe it was 8 a.m. I don't know. It was early enough. I probably didn't have enough sleep. I don't know. I walked into the zoo, checked on everybody. Everybody's into their enclosures, and I had a lady working with me that was just chatting my ear off, just talking away. I don't like it when you're distracting me. The camera's enough of a distraction, let alone somebody actually talking and expecting me to answer. It's very tough. So I was watering samarensis, Nausea samarensis, which is a lot of people call them popcorn cobras. They're little black cobras with little yellow speckles all over. Very pretty snake. They're spitters. I was watering them, and there was 3 inside the enclosure. There was one back here, there was one right here, and then he was up underneath the log. I couldn't see him very well, and there's one right by the door. Normally, if you spray a snake, it'll be like, I'm getting sprayed. This is cool. Whatever. It'll kind of calm down. It'll mellow out. I spray the one in back. He's like, oh, water. Okay, I get it. And then I spray the one up front. He's like, oh, water. Yeah, I get it. And then there's that one back here underneath the log. I'll spray him a little bit. I was just trying to moisten the bedding, right? And I spray that middle one, and I'm like, he knows what's going on. We're friends, right? And I'm spraying the bedding in the back of the cage, and right at that moment, he shoots straight up for my arm. And I drop the sprayer and get out of there quick enough, but it was close. Closest I've ever been to getting bit by a venomous snake. At least I think, looking back at it. I told lady, I'm like, just stop. Just be quiet for 2 seconds. Let me get my wits back about me. Got to get my sprayer back out of there. Got to calm down. She's like, oh, well, what happened? I'm like, I almost got bits. What happened? That was sketchy. I don't like that. I don't ever like having close calls. And, I can't blame her for talking. It's just what she was doing. But I was doing something relatively dangerous. What it really comes down to is the cobra did something that's very unlikely for the cobra to do. He struck straight up. Cobras don't typically do that. Normally, it's just forward and down. You see the snake charmers doing the kiss of death. It's because they strike forward and down. And this snake went straight up. So I wasn't expecting it. But, any prairie rattlesnakes? No, I don't have any prairie rattlesnakes. Kind of an interesting species. Yeah, you do have some very tough import-export laws in Australia for sure. It's a good thing and a bad thing. I see it both ways for sure. Popcorn cobras have to be the cutest nickname for a venomous snake. They're pretty neat little snakes. They're very toxic, though. Very toxic for sure. He's actually eating. He's doing really good. I'm happy about that. This little guy, I think it's like second, maybe only third pinky he's ever ate. So I'm really, really excited because he's just a little tiny baby. He's just a little guy. But got a little jumping spider on the dish I was using to thaw off the pinkies. Can't see him because he's tiny. And he's right here on the lip. A cute little guy. I like keeping the jumping spiders around. They take care of the gnat problem. So if you keep reptiles, you understand you just get gnats from the wet bedding and everything. But, popcorn cobras are super fast too, for sure, and very feisty. Favorite lizard? I don't know. Croc monitors are beautiful. Komodo dragons are like end all be all. I really like black roughneck monitors. They literally look like a dinosaur. How to start keeping venomous snakes. I'm doing a whole series on that. Nausea kuithe. Whatever. I can give you as much advice as you want on there. I mean, we can talk about it right now. It's totally fine. But I am doing a whole series. I just don't want to say something stupid is my biggest thing. It's like, I'm going to say everybody out there is impressionable, especially the younger audience. And I don't have much of a younger audience, which is great. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to reach younger kids, but sometimes I say stupid things, and sometimes I do stupid things. And I don't want them to do that. I definitely wouldn't like do everything that you see me do inside a video. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. A lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people see Nick from Wicked Wildlife do something. They see me do something a certain way, and what they don't understand is I've been working with this animal a certain way for a long time. Or, for instance, Rattlesnake I filmed tonight, the black-tailed rattlesnake. He was pretty cool. The reason he's pretty cool because he's in Burmation. So his strike was so slow it wasn't even funny. So I could get some nice, real close-up shots. I thought they turned out okay. But I could get closer to him because he wasn't fired up. He was mad. He was rattling a lot, but he wasn't really. He was cold, which is cool. I don't normally mess with them when they're in Burmation, but I needed to change out his water anyway. So, so just because you see me do something doesn't necessarily mean that you fully understand the full picture. A lot of people's like, don't put your arms on the table the way you do. That makes us nervous. It's like what you don't know is the camera's low, and what you can't tell is I'm actually 3 foot from the snake. The snake's all the way up here. I'm all the way back here. I'm at a safe distance. But, just don't believe everything you see online. He's actually eating really good. I'm so happy about this. I'm going to set up now. I'll show you him once he gets that fully down. Oh. Yeah, for sure. Sorry. And we're talking about puppies a lot, which I'm not opposed to, but I don't know anything about the subject. So this is all you guys. Hello, Indonesia. How are you? But yeah, about the venomous snake thing, I don't know. What's my most expensive snake I paid for? I don't know. Probably the king cobra buying myself, which was like right at about $2,000. Oh, you're fine. You can keep talking about the Dobermans. That's fine. I mean, y'all having fun. That's totally okay. Timber rattlesnake is a good starter? No, not at all. Yeah, you definitely don't want to collect anything from the wild. I mean, I say that. Number one, there's snake fungal disease in the wild. So you get a captive snake or you get a wild snake like that. Now you got snake fungal disease in your collection. That's not good. That's especially once you put that snake into captivity, he's going to die of it a lot quicker. Not only that, it's illegal. They're protected in most of their range. So to even touch a timber rattlesnake is a horrible idea. Let's say you was to catch an adult. It takes those guys anywhere from 7 to 10 years to reach sexual maturity. So if you got an adult and you take 3 adults out of the population, I mean, that's huge. I mean, that could be complete collapse of the den. It just depends how big the den is and how healthy the den is. Not only that, like your canebrake rattlesnake, which is your timber rattlesnake, a southern variation, you take one from this little population here and one from this little population, literally 40 miles apart, and they're night and day. This one's very hemotoxic, not too bad to get bit by. Like I wouldn't get bit by it. It's going to be horrible. But this one will kill you so fast. Like, I mean, drop per drop, like inland taipan hot, like stupid hot, one of the hottest snakes on earth. And it's just all within so, I mean, what type of venom do you have inside that isolated locality? I don't know. Might be a very, very, very toxic snake. But a large rattlesnake, let's say you got a 6-foot rattlesnake, could be possibly one of the most toxic snakes and one of the hardest snakes. I shouldn't say most toxic. One of the hardest snakes to work because when they get fired up, they are fired up. But yeah, parrots are expensive for sure. Are you done? They still got tail sticking out. Well, thank you, Kim. I do appreciate that for sure. I've never worked with a Ruber. I've heard of them. I mean, for sure, like there's some in captive populations, but that's not one that I've ever worked with. Some nice looking Atrox, but that's not the same. My opinion on wild caught animals. I don't like wild caught. If we can captive breed, that's way better. But at the same time, there's some animals that just like, I don't know. If you was going to offer me a wild caught black mamba or a captive born animal, I would probably go captive born, but I would much rather have the personality of the wild caught, because a wild caught is afraid of you. A captive born thinks that you're the food guy, and it shows. Like that captive born animal comes at you, with confidence. It's like, hey, you got all the mice things I like, and it's like, dude, you need to back up. This is not okay. And but the wild one's just trying to get away. It's like, I don't want to play this game. But at the same time, like it's way better for populations if we could just do all captive breeding. Favorite invertebrate. I love crabs. I absolutely love crabs. Like I have Halloween crabs. I used to have the Puerto Rican giant land crabs. Helpful hint on keeping those. Don't ever keep them together. That doesn't work. My eyes getting really bloodshot. That's crazy. Anyway, love your channel. Thank you, Dean. I do appreciate it. Yeah, it is getting late. I got to clean out some stuff tonight. I'm just trying to get some of these little snakes fed. Are you done? Yeah, you're done. Cool. Let's try to show you off a little bit better. See if we can show you to the camera. Let's get one of these close-up tight shots. So, oh, look at his little face. He's looking right at you. That's cool. I know that's super distorted, but the fact that he's looking at you looks pretty awesome. He's like, I've got bedding in my mouth. It's like, yeah, it's your own fault. Beautiful little snaky poops. Good looking little animal. I don't want to jostle him too much since he just ate that little food. Yeah, he likes you guys, I can tell. Only the second or third time eating a pinky, and he's already doing it on camera. It's pretty decent. I gotta remember, I gotta spray him before I put him back up. I don't want to do it right now. I want to let him finish off what he's doing. Let him get that all the way down. But I'm interested in the venom of the blue coral snake. Proper name. Amazing how they take down king cobras. They are neat. So that's considered the long-glanded coral snake. Any tropical rattlesnakes. I'll get to that real quick. Not really. No. Basiliscus. Which is kind of, I guess, but not like Trificus or Drissus or I don't know. That'd be the only one. Otherwise, nothing too tropical. No. Blue coral snakes, so long-glanded coral snake, as they're also known. Very interesting because so what they found out is they dig underground. That's the reason that their glands are actually long. So the gland goes half of the way down the entire body of the snake, right? So they got a little bit of a gland here, and then it's actually as thin as at its thinnest, running back through the jawbone, like underneath the ribs. They say it's as thin as like a dental floss. And then it runs the entire half the length of the body of the snake. And they are toxic. People are saying they possibly could be more toxic than the inland taipan. We don't know that for certain. But they get huge. They get like 6 foot long. But they stay as thin as a pencil. And they only eat other snakes. And what's interesting about their venom is when they bite a prey item, it will actually flail and convulse rapidly. The little snake that it bit, whatever it is. It'll flail and convulse, and it can find it in the leaf litter. Wherever that snake goes, it doesn't track it necessarily by scent. So that pitter-patter is really how it tracks its prey after it bites it, which is pretty cool. Good night, Joe Blow. You have a wonderful night. The correct name, blue coral. Yeah, you could totally call it that. Some call it electric blue coral. Some people call Malaysian blue coral. Some people long-glanded coral snake. All those names are totally okay. I'm not. Yeah, okay, you're not talking to me. I got it. Good night. I'm just getting up. Yeah, I know. I haven't been up that long. Is a red diamondback rattlesnake common? There's color phases. Some of them look more red than others. If you're talking about like a ruber, they're not as common. for sure. I mean, they're not nearly as common as a western diamondback, which that's the true red diamondback. Many people's Crotalus ruber, but their venom is insane. Yeah, that's for sure. Dr. Brian Fry's studies on those venom is really awesome. Up at 4:30 in Florida with the toothache, and here's Venom Man live. Aaron, I do apologize for toothache. That is the worst. I'm going to tell you some really crappy medical advice, and I'm not a doctor, so don't follow any of my medical advice. But I take a liquid Aleve gel capsule, and I break that open and I put it on the tooth, and it is a game changer. Also, if you get any of the medication from Walmart that's called toothache, that stuff is awesome. It helps so much. But yes, Malaysian. The blue coral snake is from Malaysia. Delaware here. Oh, wow. West Virginia. Hello, everyone. Hello, Jerry. Indianapolis, Indiana. Jason, I used to go through there quite a bit, traveling back and forth to see family and stuff. Yeah, Western Hognose is going to be sweet Guardians. Can't wait for you to get that. Opinion on free handling, I don't ever for any reason. If I ever feel the need to free handle, I'm probably drunk and I don't need to be handling anyway. But like, let's say for instance a king cobra. I don't have a hook big enough. I can't hook it. My wrists are too tired, whatever. Okay, I'll try not to post that video. Like, I mean, it just comes down to I don't want to give anybody else the impression that they should try this, because like I've said 100 times, you don't know what's going on this side of the camera. You know, you don't know what I'm doing. You know, you don't know that there's 3 people in the background with snake hooks everywhere. You don't understand how everything is playing out. You just think that I'm just some random guy picking up a venomous snake. I don't want other people to see that and automatically assume that it's okay and it's easy, and they don't understand the 20 years it took to understand what the snake's thinking, you know? If that helps with your toothache, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Oil of cloves, yeah, that's pretty much what's in that toothache medication. I just really like it because it comes inside a little pouch with all the little cotton swabs and the tweezers and everything. Helps so much. Toothaches are the worst. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to getting those videos out. I have so much I need to get out right now. I just haven't had the time to. I mean, I guess I could be editing right now, but I really need to be cleaning right now. But I'm not doing bad on cleaning. I have like probably 8 cages to clean. I have some waters. I need to spray some stuff. Ambisol. I've never really used that stuff. I don't know if it's good or not. A little bit of booger sugar for a toothache. I don't know if that's the best idea, but if you say it is. Bye. You have a good night. Sleep well. Most even-tempered venomous snake I've ever worked with. I used to have a coral cobra that was super calm, and I thought all coral cobras were super calm. And then I started messing with them, and I realized that every other coral cobra in the world has a horrible temperament, and you shouldn't touch them. Yeah, wish I would have got the memo on that, because mine was tame. I hate using the word tame, but he was. He was so calm. Thanks so much. I do appreciate that, Gardens. That means a lot. Thanks so much. Like, some of the stuff I have to look up right before I film the videos, I don't know everything about everything. You know, I try to stick to my strong points for sure, but unfortunately, a lot of the vipers you're seeing aren't my vipers. You know, I'm working with other people's vipers, and I don't know nearly as much about them. This little guy right here, the Orifer, I don't know a lot about the Orifer. You know, I read up on them, but there's so many different snakes to read up on. You know, I want to read up on the stuff that I like keeping, which are the elapids, the stuff from Africa and Australia. That's what I love. But all the vipers are cool, and a lot of you guys seem to really like the vipers. So I want to try to give as much information as I can, but I don't know as much as I want to. You know, there's some other people that's corrected me on some things, and we disagree. And I don't want to give you the wrong information, but at the same time, if you're writing a book report on a snake, you might not want to take my knowledge. You know, read a book. I'm just relaying the stuff that I read. So Never heard of that before. Kudos going 10-4 for the night. 10:42. Okay, whatever. You have a great night, Kim. Appreciate you just stopping in and checking everything out. Oh man, what age did I start working with Venomous? I don't like talking about that per se because I started a little bit young. I should have not started so young, but I was actually like 15 when I started, which was probably a really bad idea. I started like professionally when I was like 19 to 20. I did that for a couple months. I had some things that just made me nervous, so I ended up quitting that job. Went into factory work, kept privately for quite a while. Then I went into zoo. Excuse me, sorry about that. I went into the zoo field for a little while, and then now I'm back into the private sector again. So, no, Gaboon vipers are a serious snake, like drop for drop. Like they're like, I'm going to tell you some stupid statistic, but they're like 5 times more toxic than all the rattlesnakes. Like I think it takes like 28 to 32 mgs to kill you or something like that. Like they're so hot. Like you do not want to get bit by that. And they are going to give you a stupid amount of venom. Fastest striking snake on earth. You don't want anything to do with a Gaboon viper. Why are all venomous snakes beautiful? Some of it's a warning system. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm bright and orange, and you don't want a part of me because I'm a bad mamma jamma, But I just want to stick out. That's one thing a lot of people don't understand. They think this venomous critter uses its venom to defend itself. Not necessarily. Look at Gaboon viper, best camouflage snake in the world. They look like a pile of leaves 100% of the time. Look at a mamba, one of the fastest snakes on earth. It can get away from people so quick, and it does. It just tries its best to get away. It uses venom as a last form of defense. But then if you look at venom in correlation to food scarcity, that makes way more sense. Like, for instance, the inland taipan never sees food. So therefore, when it does, it has to kill it instantly. Same way with sea snakes. They have to be able to kill the food instantly. So they have to be very, very toxic. The Gaboon fangs are very cool for sure, but that also injects the venom way deeper into the body. Therefore, it's much more dangerous of a bite. What would I recommend for a step up from like a copperhead? It's tough. Like, yet again, it kind of depends on which direction you want to go. What are you looking at getting into? What's your end goal? Is your end goal an inland taipan? Is your end goal a rattlesnake? That kind of comes into play too. It's a very tough answer because it's very shady. Like, what I'm good at handling, most people aren't good at handling. I'm good at normally handling really, really fast elapids. These vipers, the way they strike, it's a little bit harder for me to predict how close they are. There's a gnat flying around my camera. I can see it every once in a while. I'll just shoot past. But yeah, venomous are really cool for sure. Hello, it's Pink. How's it going? Yeah, inland and coastals are very serious. I'm trying to get both. Let's see. Copperheads do musk. Yeah, if they get worked up, they musk for sure. It's a little stinky. I think cottonmouths musk are a little bit worse than copperheads. Copperheads aren't quite as bad in my mind, but that could be like a scent preference. Maybe you like pumpkin spice and I don't. Snake butt spice or whatever you want to call it. Calmest venomous snake. It's honestly a specimen to specimen rule. Like it's hard to say. Some of these arboreal vipers, in my opinion, are very calm because, I can open up the cage with my hands, which is not recommended for any venomous, but the arboreal vipers are very good about it. And there's a couple I have over there that are just kind of buttholes. I just try not to make them mad, Best non-venomous snake to train with. Yet again, what are you looking to get? Like, if you were looking for a Gaboon viper, I would say something different than if you were looking to get a black mamba. It's a completely different world. Now there's a lot of steps in between there, but I mean, Gaboon Viper is not anything like a black maw, you know. Your end goal is an eyelash viper. Second name are Billy. Because child puns make me laugh. Yeah, I enjoyed that one too. One of my friends named his eyelash Billy Eyelash, so I had to do a video on Billy Eyelash. I asked him, is that cool? He's like, dude, that's awesome. Do it. I'm like, sweet. How many animals do I care for? A couple hundred. I don't know. Like if you figure in everything, you know, it's just, I mean, God forbid you count in the fish and you count in the roaches and stuff like that, then the numbers are way through the roof. But quite a few animals for sure. But everything's well taken care of, and it's not just me. You know, I've got help for sure. I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. But what's the largest live animal I've fed in my snakes? I really don't typically feed live animals. You know, I've fed rats and stuff like that, but anything bigger than that, I don't check out a little jumping spider over here. Hopefully catch that little gnat that's flying around. You know, rats about the biggest. I don't like feeding rabbits or anything like that. Have I handled an inland or coastal yet? No, I have not. I have handled a Papuan, Papua New Guinea taipan. They are stupid quick for sure. Lots of love from South Africa. I do appreciate it. I do like amethystine pythons. They are pretty awesome. I had one for a very short period of time. I do not stay up every night. I do stay up on the weekends. Main reason I stay up, like, I definitely stay up better at night than I do during the day, but I got to work, you know, I got to be up for work by 4 in the morning every day. So I try to get to bed at least by midnight if I can. How's it going, Ava? Moms and taipans should be kept only by individuals that have been keeping hots for years. That's very true. I love retics. Yeah, same here. They're pretty cool. They just make big poops. That's the only unfortunate part. Greetings from Spain. How's it going? Any Bitis aeratans to feed? No, I do not have any puff adders to feed. I'm actually pretty much out of stuff to feed. I have a couple, like I said, a couple little rattlesnakes, but that's not really something that I just sit it and forget it, kind of like a rotisserie chicken inside one of those little ovens. It's not something that me standing here is not going to help it feed. Me waving it in front of its mouth not going to help a little rattlesnake feed. I just leave it alone and it does what it does. The kind of work I do now, I do welding right now, for now. A pair of Russells and a pair of Wrinkles. That's pretty cool. The Russells, man, that's a snake. I love that bulbous nose that they have at the end of their snout. They're just beautiful. The Wrinkles are neat. Some of those are beautiful, man. Some of them are not all that great, but some of them are just gorgeous. Most important thing I've learned during the career of keeping Venomous, probably not to have distractions. This is pretty important. A lot of people get distracted very easily. You know, phone goes off or something. It's not good. Cribos are okay. I think they're overrated, unfortunately. A lot of people's going to be like, you're nuts. I hate you. I'm unsubscribing. I get that. I just don't see it. I don't fully understand the appeal. Like, I love, like, indigos, but the Cribos, I just don't get it. But, you know, to each his their own. They're just always big and musking and fat and fast and just fat. I guess I shouldn't use fat. They're not really fat. But they're so fast and they're so angry all the time. Andy, I do appreciate it. Hit me up on social media, man. I would definitely like to meet Terry Phillips for sure. If you can make that happen, if you hit me up on Instagram or Facebook, I would we could do that for sure. That would be sweet. Just don't know how to get a hold of you on here, and all these comments are going to disappear the second I end this live stream. So the really nice banded wrinkles, those are sweet. By the way, Andy, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for taking your time to watch this. I do watch Dinkelman sometimes. I really like the guy. I don't watch too much of his content because he's one of those like very fast talking, very, very energetic people. And I'm not. If you haven't noticed, I'm pretty calm all the time. It'd probably bring more viewers if I was a little bit more energetic, because I'm kind of boring. But yeah, I don't know. It's just not necessarily my type of content. Like I used to watch Brian Barczyk a lot, but nowadays I can't really watch his content. He's very in your face and very, he's appealing to the younger crowd. And I appreciate that for sure. Because I mean, yet again, we're trying to get everybody over there for your reptiles is the goal, or at least it's my goal. And, it's hard for me to watch. He's very, very sporadic, I guess you could say. But state venomous permit where I live, there is no permit required for venomous snakes unless you're talking native. There's quite a few states like that, actually. What's your opinion on king rat snakes? I absolutely love king rat snakes. They're great. They're quick. If you can hook king rat snakes, you're probably pretty good with the hook. I'm not going to lie. Good night, Michael Ross, right? Yep. You have a wonderful night. Thanks so much, Andy. I do appreciate it. I'll be looking forward to your message on Instagram. John Trace, Brian is all YouTube and money now. I'm not going to judge the guy. Like, I don't want to be judged. I've been judged in the past. I'm not going to. You can form your own opinion, totally. I definitely think it's easy to say, oh, I'd never sell out for money. I never sell out for money. But then once you see big paychecks coming in, a lot of money, you're like, wow, I've got to keep doing this. And unfortunately, I want to say this, and it's going to come off wrong, and some people are going to disagree, but let's say I was to free handle today. I'm not a free handler. I'm not going to do that, especially for views. But if I free handle and I get 100,000 more views than normal, and that's going to bump my check up $300 or whatever, I don't know, however much, it's going to bump up my paycheck. I'm like, wow, man, money's nice. We all work for money, right? It's hard because I'm getting more subscribers. I'm getting more viewers, so I could do it again, and you do it again. Then next thing you know, you're doing every video. You're doing stuff that you would never do just because there's money there. You're getting more viewers. You're getting everything that you ever wanted from your channel with very little effort. And I'm not saying that's what's happening to free handlers. I'm not saying that's what, but at the same time, it's hard to say it unless you're inside his shoes, We're all chasing the views for sure. We all want our channels to do well. Sometimes I make cringy clickbait thumbnails. I'm not proud of that. I try to keep everything on the up and up as much as possible. I don't want people to be disappointed that they clicked on my video link. But at the same time, if you look at my conversion rates, like how many views I get versus how many subscribers I get, they're okay, I guess. But then you look at like Afro Herb Keeper. The kid's a nice kid. He's a smart kid. But his view to subscriber, like he gets so many people to subscribe for the amount of views he gets. Like I'm impressed. Like he does really good on that conversion. If I could do that good on that conversion, I'd have hundreds of thousands of subscribers because I have a stupid amount of views in my opinion. I'm doing great on the views, but the subscribers are harder to get in my opinion. But anyway, I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent, didn't I? 6 foot long inland. That would be sweet. I'm glad you're okay, Matthew. That would be a little bit sketchy. Yeah, I agree with that, Guardians. He definitely does well with his thumbnails. He definitely does very well with his editing. His editing style is really coming up. Like, he's definitely been watching some Casey Neistat for sure. No, not every state in the U.S. has laws against venomous snakes. I mean, they do to a degree. But Florida's very strict for sure. Like Arkansas just changed their laws because of Cobra, I think it was, got out. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know how it happened. I don't know whose snake it was, but it got out, and they changed their laws to where you can't own anything anymore. And that's what I'm afraid every state's going to do eventually if we keep screwing up. A lot of people say, well, it's the free handlers. Not really. I definitely agree that if you free handle, you have a better chance of getting bit. I definitely agree that if you get bit, it's putting a bigger flag above our heads. It's like, hey, look, over here, we're keeping crazy things, but something getting out is just, that's not acceptable. Because it's no longer your life that's in danger. I mean, it is, but now it could possibly be somebody else's. And statistically, it's only been one bite ever from that I can trace back, that I can actually look up the statistic on. It's only been one bite ever from somebody else's pet snake. Let's keep it that way. Don't ever need to happen again. And that was actually from an illegal area that the snake was never supposed to be in anyway. So, but it's not good if snakes are getting out. That's never okay. I appreciate that, Dr. Bright. I do definitely want to get a lot better on my filming, get a lot smoother. I want to do some transitions, and I would like to get some music back with it. But if you look at my older stuff, I had music with it, and the music was too loud over top of me. You couldn't really understand what was going on. It's because I wore headphones to edit everything. If you wear headphones, that sounds great. My bad. Relocate on my mile. That's awesome. It's crazy people make mistakes that ruin it for others. Yeah, that's for sure. Even if something was to get out of a cage in here, which never happens. If it was, though, it's in a locked room. It's in a locked building. There's no reason why, everything's secure. I just don't understand how things are getting out of buildings. I've seen a video a while back of some guy. I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, but it looked like it was the hood. It looked kind of projecty, for lack of a better term. The guy was jumping up on top of a house to catch a retic that I got. Now, this retic was huge. This retic was really, really big. But how did that get out? I understand to get out of its cage, because big snakes can do that. They're so strong. How to get out of the house? That's not okay. I like go herping a lot. The kid seems really down to earth. He seems very calm, and I like that. I like the calmness. I don't understand, no offense to him. I think you have a great channel, dude. You're awesome. I would love to do a collab sometime, but I don't understand how your channel's so big. You're killing it. But yeah, I like his channel for sure too. I just think he's a very genuine person, and I like that. Texas fishing license is cheaper than an exotic reptile permit. That's probably good. More expensive. Oh, it's more expensive. Okay, I'm confused, but that's cool. Sup, Joseph? How's it going? Ever consider keeping Vipera genus? Yeah, I had some Vipera aspis a while back. They came in looking really good, and within 5 days they were looking horrible. Husbandry was spot on. There was something wrong with them, and that's one of those times that I'm just so glad for quarantine. You gotta have a good quarantine system. Get amodites. Amodites are cool. That's the most toxic of the European Vipera, I do believe. I was reading some book on those. I think I have a video back in the day of Vipera amodites. If I didn't film it, then I'm dumb, because I definitely worked with them back in the days. A good friend of mine had a real nice one. It was amodites. It wasn't a nice red one, but it was a good looking snake. Pre-synthetic neurotoxin. You got me there, man. You were on it. I love it whenever some of my fans start commenting in the comments, and they're definitely smarter than I am on some of it. It's oh man, switch places just real quick, But I think I want to cut this one in about 10 minutes. We're going to cut it at 3 hours. I'm not exactly sure. If I'm going to leave this one up, I know I'm going to ball. It's horrible, ain't it? Anyway, I'm not sure if I'm going to cut this one short, delete it afterwards, because I don't know, I was just messing around most of the time. I don't really like leaving these up and adding them to the videos, but video sector, because I think people that come through later on don't enjoy them, as much as I don't know, whatever. How long quarantine? It's nice to do about a 3-month quarantine, just to make sure there's no mites, no internal parasites, make sure everything's good. No, reptiles to mammal translation in viruses is very, very uncommon. Just because it's going from a cold-blooded host to a warm-blooded host, it's just very unlikely. It's just like they were saying the coronavirus could have came from a snake. That is highly unlikely. It's possible, but it's highly unlikely. Now we know that that's probably false. Am I interested in a cane brake house? I like cane brakes, but no, I don't own any, nor do I really want to own any. I mean, no offense to cane brakes or anything. I just don't need any. We need more calm, relaxed, informative reptile YouTubers. Monsters, generally responsible people, not juvenile delinquents. Dr. Bright, you're funny. That was pretty good. I don't think we got too many juvenile delinquents on here, but I definitely agree. Like, the more the merrier. I would never say that, oh, it's too crowded or anything like that. I think there's quite a few good messages going on out there, and everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Like, I was watching Clint's Reptiles the other day. He puts on a pretty good show, you know. I haven't seen that new Rattlesnake video everybody's talking about, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, his video seemed very informative. I like the fact that he was talking about the Nile monitor. He's like, you know, don't get one of these unless you're super ready to get one of these. I totally agree, man. That's a serious animal. You keep safe too, Matthew. You have a wonderful night. Thank you for stopping in. Interest in adult female Dendrophis polylepis proven breeder. Yeah, I'd love to get a big female. I'd love to get a female, not necessarily big. I love the blacks, black mambas. Like, I have of course I have a male. I would love to pair him up someday for sure. Well, thank you, old grumpy one. I do appreciate it. Do I keep any scorpions? I don't keep any scorpions anymore. I have in the past. It's been a while. Good night to you too from America, Matthew. Be safe over there. Thank you, Peggy. I do appreciate it. These stupid gnats are killing me. That one just went into my coffee stuff. He's out now. We're good. Oh, I will try to keep it up. I need to get more videos uploaded for sure. Who do I sell the snakes to? I typically don't sell very many snakes. Sometimes it's more of a trading, bartering. You know, it's like, hey, I got these baby, you know, Atheris squams, you know, little squam vipers, little variable bush vipers. You trade for some eyelash vipers or something like that. You know, just work it out like that. You went to high school with Clint. He's a really good guy. Yeah, Clint seems like a cool dude. Edward, that's funny. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Well, we got about 5 minutes, guys. I don't know what else to show you. I don't know exactly what you want to see. I can always show you some more snakes or something. I'm not exactly sure what, though. Looking around, trying to see what would be interesting. Billy Eyelash, I could get her out, but I don't really have anything to do with her. Like, you know, she's just hanging out. But, let's see. He actually ate. He finished that off. I'll go ahead and I'll spray him real quick before I put him up. Oh, I'm spinning him. Sorry. I know I'm spinning you. Favorite colored eyelash? The red ones are really nice. There's blue ones are cool. I don't have any blue ones though. Okay, them sitting there all cool. Oh, he's cocked back now. Can I give you just a little bit of a spritz? One more. Okay, so now he'll drink that off of his scales, and he'll drink that off of the side. Try to get that little stick in there. Okay. And that's how he gets his water. He also has the water dish, but he will not go down there to find that. Sorry, guy, I'm spinning you just a little bit. Lid is on secure. The spray for it, so it's water, just basic water. They don't drink very well from water dishes because they never come out of the trees to find standing water in the wild. So they drink all the water off of their surroundings. But of course, there's not enough humidity in there to build up on the surroundings, so you just spray them down a little bit. I'm pulling an all-nighter. I do that on the weekends. I tend to do that. Normally I'm cleaning stuff, which I will be doing that here shortly. I don't want to clean while on here because I'll be distracted by 90% of it. I don't want to do all that. Am I immune to poison? No, I am not. So this would be Venom because it's injected. Poison would be ingested, right? So all these have fangs. It isn't like if you eat them, you get sick. If you get bit, you get sick. But no, I'm not immune to anything like that. If I get bit, it's serious. What was my first venomous snake? Let's see. I had a mangrove snake. It was probably my first. Had him for quite a while. And then I ended up getting a copperhead. And I had a lot of trouble getting it to eat. Real pain in the butt. So I ended up, I don't know, a friend of mine, his first one that he got, but I was training him at the time, he got a pygmy rattlesnake. And pygmy rattlesnake isn't the best, because there isn't a best, but it's decent. And the reason I say it's decent because there's never been a recorded fatality from a pygmy rattlesnake bite, and I like that. Plus, if you're here in America, there is the anti-venom out there to help you, which is great. Unlike you getting a Panaceus, which is the ashy pit viper, the Trimecerus from Asia. You're not going to get anti-venom for that. Even though it shouldn't kill you, still. Yeah, I just kind of, I always have that into the back of my head that if I do more collabs and stuff like that, people will see the channel and they're like, well, his channel wasn't big until the day that he collabed with that person. And, maybe that's the way to get in. I don't know. I've always kind of felt like just doing it myself, I wouldn't be opposed to collabing with somebody that's good, that I like. But I just haven't been hit up by them people. Now, I've hit some people up, and I've had a couple things in the works. Nothing big on my part, but I'm still excited for it, 100K subs in a year easy. Yeah, that's kind of the hope. So if I could hit 50,000 subscribers by April's my birthday, April 4th, that would be awesome. That means I need to finish out this month with the 2,000, and then it's about 1,500. And then I need 5,000 the next 2 months, I guess that'd be towards the end of April, wouldn't it? Yeah, still would feel good. But yeah, if I could do that, I wouldn't be sitting bad. And I was averaging 5,000. I've actually fallen a little bit since I got sick. I'm feeling better. It wasn't coronavirus. We're good. It was before all that. But yeah. Not only that, like, if I could end the year with 100,000, I'd be right on track. I wouldn't be doing too bad. I'd be getting close. I'd be getting real close. But please talk about ball pythons. What do you want to know about ball pythons? We can talk about anything you want to. I only have a couple more minutes left, though. I'll be in the States April, May. Would it be good to catch up and check out your collection? Maybe. I'm not exactly sure what's going on April and May. That'd be cool that you're going to be in the States, though, for sure. We got to meet up somehow, though. Let me know where you're going to be around, and we'll see what we can do. Everyone realizes a lot more people. The Aatrox. Yeah, I'd like to do one. I'd hate to support the event just to do a video of the event. I don't know exactly how to go about doing that. Aatrox army. I don't know. I want to get the right information out there. I've never even went to one myself to fully understand. Like, I understand they're bad. I understand how they're horrible, but I don't know. Do a collab with Clint's Reptiles, more or less what you're saying. Yeah, could do that. I would be down for that for sure. I don't know exactly what he wants to. I'm not sure exactly how to get a hold of him. If you want to see me do a collab with Clint's Reptiles, comment underneath a bunch of his videos. If he needs to do a collab with me, we'll figure something out. Rattlesnakes are horrific for sure. He'll be in Memphis for most of it. Okay. He'll be here for 7 weeks. That's freaking awesome. I need to come down south. That'd be sweet. Jake's got herps. Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. I'm friends with Jake. He's awesome for sure. He's doing a little competition. First one to 100,000. I can't remember what the competition was for, but I finally surpassed him. I think, unless he's coming back. I don't know. I haven't checked his stats here recently because I don't know if he's still uploading. He's uploading on YouTube or Instagram pretty hard though. He's got some cool frogs he's working with nowadays. Advertise our numbers, do a video, Aatrox Army. I don't know exactly what you mean there. So it's just a hobby for me? Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I make a little bit of money doing it, but I spend more money than I make. So yeah, it's probably just a hobby for now. My ultimate goal is to retire by July and do some traveling. Go check out the South. And I don't fully understand what you mean, Aatrox Army. I'm not opposed to helping anyone, but I don't know exactly what you mean. The Bushmasters. Yeah, Bushmasters. Got to check on all those guys, water them here in a couple minutes. Oh, man, guys. Well, I hit 3 hours, longest live stream ever. That was fun. So I will answer these last few questions, and then I will get off here. Aatrox Army, if you want to talk, you can hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. You can message me on TikTok. That message platform's open as well. There's a lot of us. Look at all the followers. You have more followers than the Sweetwater population. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we got to figure out how to get that down, but I'm not exactly sure how. What's up, folks? Been a man 20 here. Oh, man. So like I said, hit me up anytime, Aatrox Army. Favorite amphibian, giant Japanese salamanders are pretty cool. But anyway, y'all have a good night. It was a pleasure talking to you. I'll try to do one next week. Hopefully I'll have another 1,000 by then. That'd be really cool. I'm going to upload a crap ton of videos this week. I'm going to try to. I have a really big unboxing coming of some really cool vipers here in like a couple of days. I gotta film that tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. They're really cool, like really pretty. If you like red, yellow, bright, beautiful vipers, you're going to love this video. Like, got some real cool stuff. So anyway, have a good night, Kevin. That email will be gone in like 2 seconds, so if you can hit me up on any social media, that would be awesome, because like I can't check these after I stop this. I don't know if I can save it. I'll try. Report, remove. No, I cannot save it. Sorry, Matthew. Thank you, Dr. Bright. Y'all have a good night.